From a brand new Rocket Stadium in Neenah, it's time for the TV 32 Sports Showdown. Tonight, we open up the 2023 high school football season as the Pere Redbirds take on the Neenah Rockets. And welcome to the broadcast, everyone, alongside John Mino. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Any season opener is special, John, but a historic night here in Neenah as they play their first game on a new field in front of their brand new high school.
Well, as we were walking up tonight, Teddy, I said, this isn't a high school field. This is a complex. I mean, there's just layers to this that are unbelievable. We were looking at the weight room earlier. That thing is just massive. The most beautiful field you'll find. I think it's a little bit different turf than you'll see in most of the high schools around here. It's the kind with the real granular little pebbles underneath it. You see that when the ball bounces on it, they kind of pop up. Beautiful night for football. Probably 4,000 people at this ball game, I would say. I think the capacity is 3,500, and there's a whole bunch more just kind of milling around, walking around. This is really something. And the scoreboard, something we've never experienced before. The scoreboard is at the 50-yard line. All the fans are on one side, so it's a beautiful view of the scoreboard, except for the opponents because they've got it at their back. That's a little strange. I'd never seen this before, but what a massive scoreboard. This is really something. I'm excited to be here, Teddy.
It is awesome. Now, Neenah, they went 9-2 last year. They opened up the season with a big win over Pere. Although a devastating loss for the Redbirds in that season debut last year, but I think you can expect this one to be more competitive tonight.
Yeah, they lost their starting quarterback in the first quarter of that game, who is a good one. He's at UW La Crosse right now. Gabe Herman is his name. But that gave the opportunity to a young guy that's really something special, too. Easton Arndt, 6 foot 175. He's a senior now. Quarterback, defensive back, tremendous baseball player. And, you know, I talked about it a lot last year. He was born with an issue with his left hand, doesn't have all the fingers, but he has made the most of it, his athleticism. I was watching him throw in pregame. Just an outstanding arm, just outstanding, and a really strong runner. I'm looking forward to this football game, Teddy. Let's strap it up. The 2023 season is about to get underway, and season number 22 for the big Norwegian from Iowa, Teddy Stefaniak.
None of that is true except our 22nd year working together.
Okay.
25 years ago is when Showdown started, so what a terrific way to open up the 2023 season between these two schools. It's going to be Neenah wearing their red jerseys, red helmets. Pere will be receiving the kickoff wearing their white jerseys and red helmets. We are ready.
This is fun. I'm telling you, no place I'd rather be in the state of Wisconsin tonight than right here.
Neenah will be kicking off.
Hayden May, one of the deep men.
One of the
for Pere, along with Lucas Koski, who's another outstanding player.
And we are ready to go.
And we are underway.
2023 high school football season is underway.
Koski
fielded at the 3-yard line, dancing near the 20-yard line, and brought down just shy of the 20-yard line.
Nice play on the special teams coming up right off the bat there. Cole Fensky for Neenah making the tackle. As you mentioned, inside the 20. You know, the wind is still pretty strong, Ted, but not as strong as when we were in pregame. We thought it was really going to be a factor in tonight's ball game. I don't think it's all that bad right now. It's blowing from our left to our right, so Pere will be in the face of that wind right now.
Rainy at times throughout the day, windy. Although talking to Cameron Moreland just before the game, he said the wind is supposed to die down as we move through the game tonight.
Did he hit the 3-degree forecast?
Does he ever miss?
No, I don't think so. It's undefeated. It's unbelievable.
NBC 26 chief meteorologist.
Here we go.
Good to see him before the game. So we go from the 19-yard line, 1st and 10, first offensive play of the game. Redbirds taking the snap. Easton Arndt. Hands off, up the middle he goes, and good for about 8 7 yards.
Yeah, Lucas Koski, I'd say 7. Lucas Koski, nice blocking that time up front in the part of the Pere line. You know, we were talking last year, we did no huddle. Pere going something we hadn't really seen before, a little no huddle offense for Pere.
Koski
coming right back to the line of scrimmage.
A junior running back, 67 carries last year, about 400 yards rushing. He'll take the handoff once again, hit in the backfield, but escapes that first would-be tackler and close to a first
lunges. Boy, it's going to be really close. Boy, our first guess of the year, Teddy, I say he's a little short.
I think he's got it.
I think he's a little short.
First down, John. Put it on the board.
It's early. It's early. I mean, we didn't have a preseason.
You have a whole season to make it up.
We didn't have exhibition games.
13 full games to make that up.
Fine.
1-0 Teddy.
Yes. Here we go. It begins now. It's only been 22 years.
Only. Yeah. At the 29-yard line. Arndt rolls
lots of time
to his left. Finds a man over the middle and dropped it a bit short. Was he getting hit as he threw that?
Not really. He was looking for Noah Fisher coming across the middle. I think he just got his feet tangled up a little bit, to be honest with you, Teddy. He's trying to throw back against the grain, racing to the left and coming back to the right side.
Let's check in with our neighborhood reporters. Are back with us once again from NBC 26, Darby McCarthy and Carl Winter. What do you guys got coming up?
Hi, yes, I'm Darby McCarthy, your Neenah neighborhood reporter, and at halftime, I'm going to be introducing you to one of the seniors on the team, Luke Keller.
And I'm your De Pere neighborhood reporter, Carl Winter, and I'll tell you a little bit about how a referee shortage is impacting high school sports.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So on 2nd and 10, the pass
what a catch.
Caught, and well, that's the young man we were talking about. Hayden May, who was in the backfield for the return game. He's going to be a big factor in this game all season long for the Redbirds.
And that's that arm I was telling you about of Eastern Arndt. That is that rocket arm that young man has. Going at the no huddle again. Into Neenah territory at the 46. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single man in the backfield. That's Koski. So he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
Trips to the left here.
Koski again, nice hole.
And another first down for the Redbirds as they continue this opening drive.
I'll tell you what, that offensive line for De Pere is doing something special right now. Big Jack Coleman, 6'5", 280 pounds, number 68. Helping plow the way.
And again, no huddle.
Fake to Koski.
Screen.
Bubble screen. Nice job eluding some tacklers, getting down. That's Colin Alsma.
Alsma, the senior receiver, 6'2", nice target.
Gain of about 7. Well, this De Pere offense is just moving down the field here. The opening stanza. Nobody uses the word stanza anymore. Except me.
Right out of the 1900s.
I know, right? Wow, here we go.
I'm hearing that.
We haven't done 2 minutes.
I'm hearing more and more of that phrase.
Okay.
The 1900s. Yes. Dancing, trying to get
to busted
outside.
play.
Yeah.
Pretty good looking stiff arm at the very end. Probably gained. Well, let's see. They're marking it at the 25. That'll be close to a first down. I'm going to say he got it. And he does. Batting 500, Teddy, early in the season.
You're on it, man.
Yep. So another on the left hash. 3 wide receivers, trips to the right. 1 on the short side of the field. Checking the play from the sidelines. We haven't talked too much about the De Pere head coach, who, of course, is a great player in his own right. Under pressure. They'll make something out of nothing to Lucas Koski.
Yeah, late decision there to drop it out.
They've had a couple of plays here back-to-back that haven't gone as smooth, I think, as you draw them up. But, again, being heady, he's gotten something out of both plays. Brings up a 2nd and 6 from the 22. What a perfect night for football, huh, Teddy?
Oh, you couldn't ask for a better night.
Just beautiful.
We hear how hot it's supposed to be in the next couple of days. I think we got the right night here, a Thursday night opener. We'll have a Thursday night opener second week next week. Bayport, Kimberly, Thursday night next week.
How big of a game is that? Kimberly Bayport next week.
A couple of good games to start the season. Again, a little screen, this time to the right side, and again, Alsma on the reception, and another first down.
Got a nice block out there. Lucas Ladwig, 6 foot, 175, number 88, did a nice job shielding the first defensive back, which gave him that opening, which got him the first down, up to the 15-yard line. You know, Ted, what we should have thought of doing coming here early? Running these stands.
Yeah, we should have.
We should have done that.
We should have.
I think we should do it before every game from now on. What do you think?
Ball is on the 1st and 10 on the 15 inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone. First one of the season. And the handoff inside once again to Koski. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about running those
Yeah,
stairs.
think about it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good idea. I'm with you.
It wouldn't hurt me.
It wouldn't hurt because we'd maybe run off the pizza and hot dogs we've had so far tonight, as we both talked about our diets.
On the way down.
On the way down.
We're going to eat better this year.
We're going to eat so much better this year.
We didn't even get to the gate and we were eating pizza.
Before we got inside the stadium.
Hot dog before.
You were the worst influence on me.
2nd and 7.
5 wide receivers right now. Empty backfield.
Redbirds threatening. And aren't in trouble and taken down. First loss of the ball game.
Yeah, that was Briones. He smelled that one out. Connor Briones, he's an outstanding defensive end. Outside linebacker, defensive end, also a good tight end. But he did not go for any of the fakes. What they tried to do, obviously, was spread it out. 5 wide receivers all over the field. No one else in the backfield, hoping that Neenah would be lulled into the fact that they got to drop deep in a hurry. And they didn't. They just stayed home. And Briones really took care of him on that play. So no gain, 3rd and 10.
Dropping back.
Screen.
And again,
Oh, another nice play out there on defense, though.
The Rocket defense looking for a...
Yeah, putting a stop on this, and Will St. Clair coming up to make this stop. So it looks like Pere may try a field goal. Ball's on the 15, 25, 32-yarder.
Logan Dost is on to an attempt. A 32-yard field.
And that's what they're going to try.
Logan Dost, the kicker.
Marcus
Senior.
Schmidt, the holder. 32-yard attempt.
This one is up, and it is good.
Good.
First 3 points of the game belong to the De Pere Redbirds. 7:46 remaining in the first quarter. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Three nothing De Pere.
Very impressive drive,
Neenah.
but very impressive defensive stand once they got into the red zone on the part of Neenah. I like this offense of De Pere, though, coming out with that no huddle and really spreading it around a little bit.
Yeah, they really mixed up a lot of confidence there.
Yes.
And, you know, we're not going to talk too much about last year.
No.
But there was so much expectation.
It was so built around one player.
Here last year, and an injury early in that first game. It you know, it's hard to overcome that.
No question.
When you prepared all season with
And,
that.
you know, this isn't college where you've got, 8 quarterbacks on the team, or even the pros. You got somebody in the practice squad. I mean, you know, in high school, you pretty much ride that guy. But I was really impressed with the way Arndt finished that season last year.
Yeah.
And started this season.
And the entire team.
Right.
To bounce back and make a playoff berth in that end of last season, and a terrific drive to open up this season. So the ensuing kickoff fielded inside the 20-yard line and
Joe
brought
Dronach
across the 30.
Nice return
for the Rockets.
By the way, I was talking with one of the assistant coaches for De Pere High School, Larry Brick, starting his 66th season of coaching high school football. 66th season. Isn't that amazing?
That is a great guy.
Great guy. Wonderful guy. Veteran, Vietnam veteran, just a great guy. So ball in the 32. Neenah gets the ball for the first time the 2023 season. Even Van Evenhoven, their quarterback, he was outstanding last year, wasn't he, Ted?
Did a great job back for
And just a
another
sophomore
season.
last year, yep.
So let's see what he can do this season. Right up the gut near the 50-yard line.
That's what he does. That's like exactly what we saw him do last year all season long. We did a couple other games. Their final one was against Kimberly, of course, when they got knocked off in the playoffs.
Well, that carry gets them near midfield, 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line. And Evenhoven, over 1,100 yards rushing.
They lost
season.
a great running back, of course, last year. He went to lacrosse, I believe.
Got our first flag.
I think illegal procedure against Neenah. Talked with Coach Young before the ball game. Once again, he has 3 sons playing football this fall.
First and 15.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? And they're all safeties. They're all safeties.
Hey, U.S. Cellular is giving away $20,000 for a distraction-free vacation. To enter and for official rules, go to 20kvacay.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. That's the number 20, the letter K, VACAY.com. So first and 15 after the penalty. from the 44, and they'll get it across the 50-yard line this time.
Van Evenhoven calls his own number one more time. A really good fake in the backfield. Such a good fake that the running back just got absolutely clobbered, but Van Evenhoven kept it himself for a gain of 6, so a much more manageable 2nd and 9 right now. So Neenah moving it right smack at midfield at the 50-yard line. Once again, Ted, I love looking at this big scoreboard right across the way. It's incredible.
It's great for us.
Great for us. Like I said,
like
not great for the opposing team.
It's bigger than my TV in my living room.
That is the biggest high school scoreboard I've ever seen. Van Evenhoven again. Wow, big line gets tripped up. And it's a good thing he was tripped up because, man, he had some open territory ahead of him. Landon Pulvermacher tripped him up. And he might have saved a touchdown with that trip.
Well, you talked about how well that De Pere offensive line played in that first drive. How about this Neenah?
Absolutely. I mean, nobody touched him until he was about 12 yards downfield. And it was a gain of 12. Bring it to the 40-yard line. Make sure gain of 10. So pretty simple so far for Neenah, with Van Evenhoven just keeping it on the ground. It's another big hole. Holy cow!
And he is gone. Touchdown, Neenah.
Grandine. What a great job of blocking by that line. Once again, basically untouched. What a drive by Neenah to answer De Pere's score. Look at that, Ted. I mean, he was untouched, taking it all the way in for the score.
But he had a couple of blockers with him as well.
He certainly did. Didn't need him. He had a caravan. So going for 2? Nope.
Interesting
One of those
setup.
gimmicky kind of things just to see how the defense responds. Yeah, that makes it fun for special teamers too.
Van Evenhoven will hold, and the extra point is good by Liam Wasco. So, 5:40 remaining in the first quarter. Now Neenah leads 7-3. You're watching Showdown on TV 32.
Liam Wasco to kick off for Neenah. Chris Koski and Ethan May are leading for Pere.
44.
So what an answer, as we were saying, by Neenah, Ted. A great young quarterback, only a junior. But he looks a lot bigger this year than last year, doesn't he? Just with the way he carries himself out there. Van Evenhoven.
Well, running with maturity and confidence, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So Koski deep once again.
Kick. This is going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. And
that's May. Well, the flag comes down, but May has a chance, but I'm sure it'll be brought back. 2 flags down. And I could see one of the Neenah players really frustrated with himself. I think it was a push in the back. 2 flags came out as he was turning the corner up that left sideline. He showed some wheels, didn't he, though? What a burst. Yep. So it's a holding call against De Pere. You know, they were talking, the reporters were talking a little bit about at halftime, and I had somebody on my radio show this week, a couple of officials, talking about the shortage of officials. I mean, it's incredible how badly needed high school football officials especially are needed.
Well, and some schools switching to Thursday night games.
Just because of that.
Because of that, to allow the officiating crews to be able to get out to multiple games in a week. So we'll hear from Carl Winter and his story a little bit later in the ball game on that officiating shortage. Meanwhile, this penalty and this kickoff costly here for De Pere as it backs them all the way up to their own 15-yard line.
Arnton Koski in the backfield.
Wasn't quite sure if he wanted to make that pitch to Koski, and instead decided to hold on to it. I think trying to be safe there. You make a mistake there.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what they were trying to do there, to be totally honest with you. But either way, it didn't go anyplace. So 2nd and 10, deep in their own territory. You know, we were talking about this complex, Ted, but Kimberly, Bayport, we can handle. It's pretty amazing. Just in the years we've been doing high school football, the changes in the facilities. Isn't it incredible?
The fields, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of turf fields these days. So another flag.
Another flags. Looks like another hold. Pass off the mark. It was a referee right behind the quarterback that called another hold.
Holding against De Pere.
So De Pere looked almost flawless on their first drive and are really sputtering here in their second drive. So 3rd and 10 or 2nd and a bunch. They're discussing it with the Neenah players.
While they figure that out, we'll let you know that when we get knocked down, it takes a team, an extraordinary team, to help us heal like a pro. For your bones, muscles, joints, and everything else that makes life move, there's only Bell & Health. Bell & Health, the official healthcare partner of Sports Showdown.
So they take the penalty, move it back. De Pere huddling up in their own end zone right now. The ball's on the 9. 2nd and 15. Actually, 2nd and 17.
It's a screen again.
Got it out to Koski, puts his head down, rumbles to about the 13-yard line.
Well, now it's manageable.
Now it's manageable, you're right.
So 3rd down.
Kind of a dangerous play, though, when you're throwing it in the end zone to your receiver, basically in the end zone.
Right along the line.
Right along the line, you bet. So 3rd and 12. De Pere has liked that screen. They like those bubble screens where they flip it out there and let the one of the wide receivers be the lead blocker.
I thought he picked up a few more yards than what
I did
they
too.
actually gave him.
So he must have stepped out of bounds a little bit earlier.
Yeah, this is going to be a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be about 3rd and 9, to be honest with you.
So Art rolls out to the left this time. And
Ooh, almost intercepted.
It was a thrown behind. They were looking for Noah Fisher that time, thrown behind him.
Yeah.
And almost
intercepted by Chase Collins. Right here. You know, it's always tough rolling to your left. He did set his feet really nice. It almost looked the receiver quit on it, didn't it, Ted? Looked like he didn't continue his route. And I think the quarterback was expecting him to keep going.
So 4th and 12 here. Deep in your own territory, and Houston Arndt is going to back up into a punting position. Always got to be careful when the quarterback is your punter.
And you know, we were talking about May with that great kickoff return. You know, he was a qualifier to the state in the hurdles. He was a great hurdler. But one penalty really caused problems for De Pere on that one.
Bounces.
Big Neenah bounce. Wow, down to the 32-yard line.
So we'll step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. So the Neenah Rockets, great field position as they take over after the punt.
Couple
now
of
on the De Pere 31-yard line.
Sorry about that. Couple of quick scores. Bayport 7, Middleton nothing, Coleman 8, Peshtigo nothing. Straight up the middle, gain of about 6. Pretty methodical for Neenah right there. Grant Dean with the carry. Real early in the ball game, real early in the season, but I think this is a big little series right here for the Neenah defense because all of a sudden, now that momentum has swung that way, they look so sharp in their first drive, and then all of a sudden, nothing good has happened.
Well, a couple of penalties
were huge. Absolutely.
Did not help that situation. But again, early in the game, but Neenah with an opportunity to increase this lead. They'll keep it on the ground again. Try the right side. An opening to the 10, a spin, and to get inside the 10-yard line. Nice little run by the quarterback,
yep.
Van Evenhoven.
Van Evenhoven again. I mean, he, like you mentioned earlier, he had 1,100 yards rushing last year. And he just does a great job following his blockers. Look at those blockers, so really tenacious. They are getting on the De Pere defensive players and just not giving them any error. Great job of blocking so far for Neenah.
So sitting 1st and goal at the 8 inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone. A little trickery inside. Oh, and they lost the ball, and I think Neenah got it back. But it was a direct snap. It wasn't Van Evenhoven that took the original snap.
Nice heads-up play by the big man at the bottom of the pile, Owen Grothenhuis. Grothenhuis. Good German name, right? Grothenhuis.
Number 20 ends up with the carry, and he had the
Just had
end
it,
zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And somebody reached in there and pulled it away.
That nice little inside handoff, which can be tricky for the defense to figure out what's going on.
2nd and goal from the 2.
Oh, wow. Blew it up
Big
that time.
Hit.
That was kind of a host. Osbar, I guess. Brock
30.
Osbar, 6'3", 245.
He had 33 tackles last season.
54.
He's
Wow.
one of their defensive leaders.
He just split that gap and said, I'm going to just shut this down. And that he did. Big stop.
3rd and goal coming up. Lost a yard on the play.
First time I'll say it for the year. 4 down territory. You okay with that?
No. We'll try it again, and this
Touchdown.
time it's a touchdown, Rockets.
Grant Dean, nice blocking once again on the part of that offensive line for Neenah. He pretty much walked in. Grant Dean with the touchdown run from about 3 yards out. Look at that blocking. Just a great job once again by that offensive line for the Rockets. So 2 quick scores after giving up the first 3 plays of the game. Or first 3 points of the game, rather.
Liam Wasco is on it for the extra point.
Liam Wasco, the kicker, even over the holder. And the kick
It's
is
good.
So, 14-3, it is Neenah leading Pere in our first quarter with 2:27 remaining in this first quarter. Ted Stefaniak and John Mino with you for yet another season on Sports Showdown. So glad you can be with us again to watch TV 32's coverage of high school football. And you mentioned it a couple of times, just the weather, the atmosphere, a new high school, 2 outstanding teams. It's fun to have high school football back, even though it seems it gets early and earlier every year.
But you know, Ted, I like that. At first, when they talked about doing that, I thought, really, the middle of August, basically, that's too early. It's going to be way too hot, too humid, and everything. But that hasn't really. Again, if they're playing Sunday, we might be saying that. But I like this that it starts earlier and the playoffs get started a little bit earlier. I really do. But you know, it's one of those things too. These kids are in shape all year round now.
Oh.
You know, it used to be you needed like weeks and weeks of practice to get kids in shape. No longer. They have so many weightlifting programs and things.
7-on-7 programs. Yeah. They're staying active.
I think we used to have a month of practice before our first game. I really did. I think it was a full month before we'd play a game.
Oh, man.
Different era, Teddy.
It is.
Different era.
It is. You look at these athletes today, it's amazing.
It's amazing how conditioned and how strong they are. We see these weight rooms. I mean, it's just incredible, isn't it? Just incredible how many stations you'll have personal coaches at every station.
This time
Koski's going to let it bounce into the end zone.
We'll bring that out.
Did you see the particles pop up when the ball hit? That's
part of the turf.
No, that's what I mean. That is, but I mean, that's,
Hey, and by the way, tonight's instant replays, well, they're brought to you by Simon's Cheese. You can experience the best of Wisconsin at Simon's Cheese Little Chute.
What else can you experience there?
Pizza.
What kind of pizza?
Delicious pizza.
What other kind that I had tonight for the first time in my life?
You had some sausage.
Tailgater pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That was outstanding. I loved it.
Good stuff.
It's a great store, though, isn't it? Just stopping in there. Wow. The different things they have at Simon's.
All the cheese.
Oof.
Yeah.
Grabbed me some sausage sticks, which are outstanding. Going to make that a regular stop.
You were talking about a diet coming down, remember?
I'm going to. Yep. Another flag. If this one's on Pere, I got a feeling their coaching staff's going to be pretty upset because that'd be 3. It is.
It's a false start against Pere.
Is that 3 or 4 penalties now against Pere here in this first quarter? You can see the offensive lineman, big 78, jumped before the snap. So not making it any easier on themselves, moving back to the 15-yard line, 1st and 15. So we mentioned next week, not to overlook this game, but next week, Bayport at Kimberly. Maybe the best regular season matchup in the state.
A lot of people will be watching that one. So 1st and 15 after the penalty.
Handoff up the middle, but going nowhere. Koski with the carry.
Yeah, Pere keeping it on the ground, maybe trying to
kind of get their balance again. Sam Shear, 6'1", 230. Defensive lineman, one of the guys in there on the stop. They're just swarming right now, that Neenah defense. A gain of 1.
Well, you get a little confidence. You got that 14-3 lead early on.
Yep.
Deep in their own territory, Pere trying to get out of this hole.
Wouldn't be shocked if they try to loosen it up here a little bit. If they try to go a little bit deeper. So I mentioned the quarterback has a really strong arm. Throws a really nice ball. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Arndt looks
Looking
down
deep.
the field, and
Out of bounds, I believe, though.
Yep, out of bounds.
Nice pass getting out there to May, but as you mentioned, out of bounds in front of the Neenah bench. But yeah, that's why I had a
right
feeling
on
they were
it.
trying.
Right
Yeah,
on it.
it's like nothing's working on the. Let's try to loosen up this defense a little bit. Their ears are pinned back a little too tight right now. They're just coming at them, just attacking that offensive line.
But
now 3rd and 14.
You don't complete that.
Yeah,
pass.
and with the way that Van Evenhoven's running that offense for Neenah. And that's why I said, in that last series, that was a big defensive series for Pere to let themselves get into that hole. So here we go, 3rd and 14 from the 16. Looking deep again. Nice protection.
Stays in the pocket.
Nice.
Has it. It was knocked out. He had it, and it was the defensive back that reached in there. Is that Luke Young?
Got his hand in there and knocked it away. Outstanding play. Wow.
Number 15.
Nice
Luke
protection.
Young comes in at the last minute and pokes it away.
Got with his left hand, got it in there. Big play. One of the Young family of safeties. It's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Luke, the son of head coach Steve Young.
Brother plays at North Dakota State. Another one played at St. Norbert.
Steve in his 10th season as the head coach of the Neenah Rockets. And this punt.
Fair catch at the 42.
So again, Neenah will have great field position to start this next drive with a 14-3 lead. Well, Down and Distance is brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center. Find the right vehicle at the right value for your money. Complete inventory online at gandrudwest.com.
Well, now Pere's defense, they really have to be up for the challenge right here. They can't let Neenah go down and score as easily as they've let them in these last 2 series. They simply got to get a stop here. This would get away from them early. But that offensive line for Neenah has just been dominating this ball game.
That's some big holes to run through, that is for sure. So they start here at the 41. And again, keeping it on the ground, the quarterback, Van Evenhoven.
Big hit, that kind. Derek Bunkelman, 5'11", 205-pound linebacker. So up, makes a big hit. Holds him to a stop of about 2. Bunkelman.
Yeah, one of their big defensive stars a season ago, 49 tackles, a senior.
Well, there's some size to that defensive line for Pere. They just got to get settled in here. And Evenhoven goes to the air.
And is that Young?
Young, yep. On a wide receiver.
So Young with that big defensive play.
Luke Young.
Comes back on the offensive side, makes a grab.
They're all the same size, so they're exactly the same size as their dad. 6'1", about 200 pounds. Aren't they, though? They're all built exactly alike. They're built like the quintessential safeties, wide receivers.
Nice conversation with Coach Young before the game.
Always personable, always friendly, except that 1 year. We won't talk about that.
What is that? That's not true.
Straight up the middle, and he gets the first down. I remember the 1 year we did like 3 games, and they lost all 3 games real close.
Just the games that we televised.
Yeah. The games they lost were the ones we televised for the entire year. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't greet us with as big of a smile and handshake that year after that last game, or before that last game.
Please go televise someone else.
Yes. Player down for Pere. That's Landon Pulvermacher. Gets up under his own power.
There's another guy that had a big defensive season last year with 44 tackles. Did Landon?
Big kid, 6 foot, 220 pounds. We got some tough linebackers right there, Pere does. You know, we were talking about, obviously, the quarterback injury earlier in the season, but I was talking with Coach Brick before this game, and I said, you know what I was really impressed with? I think it was the Bayport game, and obviously they're getting beat really bad or whatever, but I remember they made a couple of big plays, and those coaches were so enthusiastic to those kids. I remember they kind of met them on the field. Remember that? And encouraging them, even though they were getting beat really bad. I said, that really shows something when you're still that passionate and you still congratulate a great player. That's high school football. I just thought that was really neat. Fourth down. 4th and half a yard. And they go straight up the middle once again. Dean with the carry for the first down.
Clock will stop as they move the chains, and then it'll start back up. We'll see if we get another playoff here in the first quarter as we're winding things down.
You can see that big offensive line plus the lead block that time from number 44, Chase Collins, 5'11", 195.
And I think they're just going to let this clock, well, maybe not.
Yeah, might get off one more. Looks like they will.
Ball on the 27-yard line. Fresh set of downs.
Van Evenhoven has a lead blocker again.
And inside
tiptoes
the 15.
Down to about the 17-yard line. You're right. And that'll do it for the first quarter.
All right, 14-3. It is Neenah leading De Pere after the first quarter of play and the season opener of high school football on TV 32. We'll be back after this.
The end of the first quarter. She ranks 35th in Wisconsin high school girls basketball history. Her Neenah team went 26.
Take a look at Allie Zabel. Outstanding girls basketball player for Neenah, just coming back from her FIBA U19 World Championship gold medal.
Going to UConn, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
She's all right.
So is this football player right there all right. Takes it out at the middle again on time. Grant Dean with the touchdown.
His third of the game, and we open up this second quarter with another Neenah touchdown. Set up by another big drive.
Yeah,
Great
they have been unstoppable. Two things that have happened in this ball game. De Pere got off to a really nice start, had a really good drive, ended up with 3 points. Neenah came back with a score. Huge kickoff return for De Pere, brought back because of a penalty. Nothing good has happened for De Pere since that penalty. Wouldn't you agree, Ted?
I would agree. I mean, De Pere's going to have to do something to step up here and.
Yep. But it's funny how a couple of penalties sometimes can just sort of kill that momentum. Who knows, if that, as the extra point is good, if that kickoff return had stood, but that's football.
Yeah, it is 21-3, and tell you what, it was like you said, a great first drive of the game for De Pere as we take another
Neenah
look.
certainly isn't doing anything fancy. I mean, they're just running their basic plays. They're only on like about page 2 of the playbook here, but they don't have to change anything. They don't really have to, make it sparkle because just the blood and guts sort of football, straight up the middle, is working for them. So why fix it if it ain't broke? But De Pere was so impressive on their opening drive. We'll see what happens. But again, they've been so pinned back in their own territory because of penalties. So let's see if they can get a half-decent return here and have some breathing room. But yeah, Grant Dean, boy, off to a great start here in the start of this season.
And penalties, again, have been a big culprit here.
No question.
In slowing down this Redbird offense.
And deep in their own territory, that's the problem. So they've been pinned back inside their 20 ever since that opening series. Koski and May both capable of breaking a big one. Deep for De Pere. As I mentioned, May, a state qualifier in the hurdles. Could go to college and run track. You run track in college, Teddy?
No, I watched some track.
You watched track. I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two. Yeah.
So Wasco to kick off again.
High kick. May at the 12, 13.
And down at the 30.
Looked like he had a gap.
Well, from our lot to your driveway, our tools help you find a vehicle quickly and easily. Whit Ford, your trusted Ford dealer.
When you bring them on? The Whit fellas.
The Whit brothers?
Yes. I think we should have them do a game with us.
I'd love to have them
I
do
think
the game.
they should be up in the booth with us for a game. I really do.
There's some fun commercials.
I love their commercials. I think they're fantastic. No, they're outstanding.
Well, we appreciate their sponsorship of high school football, as we appreciate all of our sponsors once again. Can't do it without them.
Nope. And you always talk with Mark Hewson, one of our good friends from Bell and Sports Medicine this morning on my radio show, and they're going to be back in next week talking about some things. And, boy, he's insightful on high school sports, though, isn't he, Ted? I mean, he really is.
He knows it all.
He sure does.
So Pere starts this drive on their own 30. Arndt make an adjustment there.
Yeah, again, seemed like a little bit of a broken play. He was looking for his receiver initially, and he had to pull it down. He was ready to fire, but the receiver, I don't think, was looking at him. So he had to pull it down and kind of go to a secondary receiver and basically just throw it away.
Yeah, Noah Fisher was in the area.
Unique lights here, Ted. The lights are starting to come on, and there's like 2 different layers of lights. I'd never really seen that before either. Have you?
I'm interested. I haven't. I'm interested to see what they look like when they take full effect.
When it gets a little bit darker, yep. But they're just coming on now. But the lower ones are on.
2 receivers each side.
May.
This time out to May, who catches it at about the 35, turns it upfield.
About 3 yards short,
yeah.
I believe. 2 yards. Yep. He's up to about the 38. Need to get to the 40-yard line for the first down. At least they ran a half-decent play. It's been a while since they've had anything really work for them. So that completion maybe will give them a little bit of a spark. On 3rd and 2.
Got to make something happen here.
Because it is not 4-down territory.
No?
No, it is not. Although I've been wrong before.
Well, let's focus on the positive. And
Okay.
need 2 yards here.
Yes. You know, we're talking about track. Is this a beautiful track even that they have here surrounding the football field?
Everything is beautiful. It is a complex.
It's
You look at
really
the
something.
tennis courts and
Yeah,
all the
soccer and everything. Fantastic. Pere calls a timeout.
Yep, that'll give us a chance to step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Hey, every time a team reaches the opponent's 20-yard line, they're in the Gallagher's Pizza Red Zone. Check out their restaurants in Swamico and De Pere, as well as 2 locations in Green Bay on West Mason Street and Webster Avenue. Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit.
You know, I had the new basketball coach, Sonny, for UWGB on
And Sundance.
Sundance. I call him Sonny.
Sonny?
Sonny. And
Coach Wicks.
Huh?
Coach Wicks?
Coach Wicks, yeah. I was asking about what places he's discovered around town. He says, man, I found a pizza place. Gallagher's is the name of it. It's my favorite pizza I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. Well, they got the new store over on Webster Avenue. I was there a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good
Can't go
stuff.
wrong. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So back to action. De Pere needs 2 yards, and I think they're going to get it, John.
Got it. New running back that time, Caden Champers with the carry. Just a sophomore, a big guy. He's 5'11", 200 pounds for a sophomore. Okay, so De Pere gets a first down. You know, something positive ever since that first drive. Moves it up to about the 41-yard line.
Had a good time out there. Make sure everyone was on the same page.
Where, at Gallagher's? Oh, there. Oh, that, with the timeout.
Timeout.
I'm sorry.
You're stuck on the pizza.
Sorry about that.
Oh, gosh, I love pizza. First down.
Okay. That was like an Anchorman thing.
Ball on the 41.
Oh, nice hole.
And
Big run. He's got a chance.
And he's gone. Shoppers all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Redbirds. Man, did they need that.
I'll tell you what, his first 2 carries of the ball game are not too bad of his varsity career, I would imagine. Being a sophomore, nice blocking up front that time, nice blocking on the outside linebackers. Breaks the tackle and takes it in, and he's excited, and I don't blame him. What a big play for De Pere, exactly what they needed.
Wow. Well, they were looking for a spark, and boy, did they get it.
Looks like De Pere does the same thing. Watch this, Ted, with their special teams. All line up over there. They're waiting for one player to come. Now they go. Where did that come from all of a sudden? And for both teams to be using it.
Logan Drost with the extra
And
point,
it's good.
and it's good. So, back come the Redbirds. A big answer for them, but they still trailed 21-10 early in the second quarter. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Caden Champers, a huge run, over 50 yards for the touchdown. to cut into this Neenah lead. A big boost in the arm there for the Redbirds, John.
Yeah, it certainly was. You know, Neenah has scored on every possession so far tonight, though, so it's going to be a matter right now of that De Pere defense shutting down Van Evenhoven and shutting down the other great running back, Grant Dean. But again, sometimes a big play in offense spurs on the defense, so we shall see.
The Redbirds kick off here.
Picked up at the 12.
And look at this.
He's got a shot. One man to beats the kicker. He's not going to do it.
The 10-5 touchdown. Well, that looked like it was going to be a busted kickoff return, John. But that just little hesitation allowed Dean to take it the distance.
What a night he's having. And it's his birthday. Not a bad birthday.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns already in this game in the first half with 10 minutes to go.
From about the 12-yard line is where he picked it up. Just had that kicker to beat, and he could not get his hands on him. Wow, what an answer for Neenah. Wow. Well, you know,
a punch to the gut.
A punch to the gut, because we were talking about the De Pere defense, you know, was really going to have to, like, step up now, but it wasn't even their defense, it was their special team. And now De Pere calls a timeout. They didn't have enough men on the field for the extra point. Wow. What a game Grant Dean is having so far, huh?
4 touchdowns already in this
quarter
game.
And not even a quarter and a half.
There's 10:35 remaining in the first half. John.
Unbelievable. Incredible. Wow.
We've seen some great starts to games before.
We have last
individual players. And
was it last year it started with a kickoff return for a touchdown?
Return, yeah, by
in Kiwani.
Yep. But Grant Dean is putting on a show with his Neenah Rocket teammates.
And this time they just lined it up in regular formation. I think they probably thought to themselves, well, De Pere does it too, so they know what's going on because they see it every day in practice. Snap the hold, the kick.
Wasco has been busy tonight, 4-4 with those extra points, and it's now 28-10 Neenah. And just like that, as the Redbirds had a little bit of momentum, they pulled a little bit back.
Well, 2 big special teams gaffes for De Pere. One was the holding call, which erased the big kickoff return by May, and then obviously giving up this 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. So 2 big plays on special teams are really haunting De Pere right now.
All things gold, silver, and platinum. We are the Fox Cities experts. Vakes, Fox Valley Coin, and Diamond. New sponsor, we welcome them.
And I might compliment you on your new diamond stud earring that you're wearing.
Really?
A lot of people don't realize Teddy's got a little bit of a bling side to him.
I guess I didn't either.
I think it's really cool. I think you look good like that.
I don't have that, John.
What'd you pay for that? Does that hurt when you get those? So I was watching.
You can tell you're a radio guy.
Are you watching Hard Knocks?
Am I? I haven't watched the first episode.
Because the guy, one of the Jets players, goes in and gets piercings.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, like through his eyebrow and everything. He said it really hurt. Did that hurt when you got yours?
No, I know a lot of people do. I don't think I could do it.
No? Okay.
Not for me.
All right. Just saying. It's a good look. You Norwegians are famous for that. That's kind of a squib kick down to the 18. Koski hit hard at about the 27 and drilled out of bounds.
Well, John, if you're De Pere,
yeah,
it took quite a bit to kind of bounce back, get that touchdown. You had a sophomore step up and have some big plays. You got to come up again and figure out a way to bounce back here.
No question about it. Maybe they've got something on this sophomore running back because the offense was really sputtering there for their last 3 series. By the way, that was Will Reddies with that hard hit on the kickoff return. So 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. 10.5 to go, first half. And see what De Pere can come up with. Single man in the backfield with the quarterback. And a whistle. And either illegal procedure or offside. Oh, boy. Penalties again. They have just killed this De Pere team so far tonight. Wow.
Well,
I think that's 5 penalties.
You attribute a little bit that to the
Sure, start of the season, the whole thing like that, but still, that's tough. Just for trying to get that momentum going, and all of a sudden you're starting out 1st and 15 all the time.
Yeah, you can't have those unforced errors against a team like this.
Right.
Koski will try it on the left side this time.
Here's a few.
Back.
Cole Fensky, number 33, one of the Neenah Rockets. Into the stop that time, 5'10", 173-pounder. Plays running back, plays some linebacker. So we're going to have a 2nd and 7 at the 26. That wind has completely died. Actually, Cameron said that. So it was really windy when we were doing our, I got to be honest, I used like an entire can of Aquanet coming here tonight. Because I wasn't sure if Neenah was going to be here. Not normally I borrow Neenah's when she's around, but that wind is completely died.
Neenah, the NBC 26 anchor.
Yes. Missing his receiver that time. On the left side, May was the intended receiver. Arndt got stepped on that time, too, I saw, but one of the defensive players came up limping.
Yeah, was hopping. Stepped on that right foot.
It's good seeing your reporters out here tonight. Seeing Cameron out here, seeing John Miller, or NBC 26. Yeah, that's great. I had a lot of fun with John and Brandon and you and everybody doing that special a couple of weeks ago in Two Rivers.
Had the schedule release.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Brandon Kennard did a
great job putting it together.
Yeah. I always appreciate the support we get from NBC 26 and their news team.
Aren't looking deep. Has time, but nobody's open.
Oh, let's
got a
fly.
shot.
Look at
got a
his
shot.
Oh, broke it up at the last second.
Noah Fisher, the intended receiver. Art laid that thing out there about 50 yards.
I think it was Grant Dean that.
Wow.
Was it Dean that got his hand in there?
I'm not sure, but that was a beautiful pass. That had a chance for 6. Good protection. Just at the last second, looks like he got his hand on it. It was. Yep. Wow, Grant Dean.
The birthday boy.
Holy cow, 4 touchdowns and a touchdown-saving defensive play. That Art has an arm, though, doesn't he?
Ooh. Yeah, he let that one fly.
Yep.
I have to try that a couple more times, but this is 4th and 12. Not 4th down territory.
No, sir. Look out. Good punt. Really nice punt.
Fielded.
Fumbled. Still loose. Still loose. Still loose. Neenah gets it back on the 21. Big recovery. Will St. Clair with a big recovery.
All right, we'll step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. And Van Evenhoven
with the keeper. Big gain. Carson Kulo making the stop, but not before a gain all the way up to the 36-yard line.
First play after that punt. Almost a disastrous return there. And again, Neenah got away with what could have been a critical mistake.
Well, that's twice they've fumbled.
When the first time they did it,
right on the 2-yard line. Yeah. Yep.
You think they're doing that on purpose?
I don't.
No.
Well, at the 32.
Work it into the playbook.
And even hoping again.
Across the 40.
Nothing fancy. Like I said, all these plays are working. You don't have to try anything else. Just keep it rocking just the way it is. And they are. You know, that Neenah team last year that we saw, Teddy, in that last game at their old stadium, which closed out that stadium against Kimberly. Another heartbreaker for them. And then, of course, Kimberly went up against Bayport. But people don't realize this conference, holy man, huh? From top to bottom, the tough teams in that conference.
Well, it starts with the state champs.
Yep.
Over in Kimberly. And that ball is
loose.
Still loose. And did Neenah get it back?
I think they did, because I don't see any celebrating on the De Pere side.
Oh, man.
So 3 fumbles and 3 recoveries.
And there was another opportunity there for the Redbirds.
Drawneck with the reception. Stripped right there. Bounced around again. And a red shirt on it. They gained about 7 more yards from the fumble.
And a first down.
Wow. It is Neenah's night. I'll tell you what, you talk about debuting your new beautiful, unbelievable complex stadium, and everything is going right for them tonight.
Turf in that helps allow the ball to bounce your way.
Yep, a little bit of a cross trap right here once again. That's the play they ran down inside the 10 where the ball carrier fumbled on the 2-yard line. That's a really good play. You've got all the defense going to one side, then you got the slot back coming back on the inside, taking that inside handoff. When you got the offensive linemen all basically looking towards the right.
Oh, 2nd and 4 coming up.
36 cross trap that'd be called back in the old days.
There you go.
Yeah.
What do you think they call it today?
I don't know, but I bet it has a lot more terminology. Another penalty on the play. Let's see what we've got here. This one might be false start on Neenah, and it is.
And we haven't seen very many penalties.
First one on them, I
I
believe,
think so.
for the ball
I was
game.
trying to remember.
Yeah, not much has gone wrong for Neenah so far tonight. So they'll make it back to or bring it back to the 46-yard line. 2nd and 9. But you know, Van Evenhoven last year, just a sophomore, 2nd team all-conference, in a conference that had some really good quarterbacks. Holy man.
Yeah, the future looks bright.
Yeah.
Under his leadership.
Nice
the next couple years.
nice
Hits.
defensive play.
And they'll say that's an incomplete pass.
In tipping it, yeah.
Deflected, incomplete.
Then had a chance for a pick. He had a receiver open, but a nice play on the part of the defender that time.
Kavanaugh got in the backfield for the
Kavanaugh, who tipped it for De Pere.
For the Rockets at the De Pere 46.
So 3rd and 9 now. De Pere hoping for a stop here. Trying to get the ball back in their offensive hands again. You know, Ted, for the games we've done, we've probably seen more kickoffs for touchdowns. Isn't that incredible how it seems like almost every game or every other game we have a kickoff return for a touchdown?
Special teams. It's a big part.
Deep.
This one is up for grabs
And
and
complete.
caught. Grant Dean.
Now they say incomplete. Now they said hit the ground.
Oh, De Pere thought they had the interception.
Yeah.
We thought
We thought Dean had it at first. De Pere thought they had the pick. Well, that was bizarre because there were like 4 defenders around that ball.
Let's see if we can see
and
it
it
on
looked
the
like
replay.
Dean was coming down with it.
4th and 9 for the Rockets at the De Pere 46.
Well, okay, so Dean had it and then bounced out of his hands. And the De Pere player had it, but it hit the ground before he controlled it. Although, actually, field position-wise, it wouldn't have been much different than if they field this punt
So fourth,
cleanly.
yep.
Ooh, high snap.
4th down here, so Neenah will punt.
Low punt. Line drive. Lets it bounce.
At the 11, and
Oh, wow. Stays in bounds to about the 4.
so De Pere,
Beautiful coffin corner kick.
96 yards to go.
96 yards. Well, I'd put it on the 5, so we'll say 95.
There you go. The positive side.
Yes, exactly. I'm a positive guy, Teddy. You know that. Huh?
But now we saw De Pere open up this game with a long drive.
Right.
Put some points on the board.
And we've seen them going deep, just missing on a couple of deep passes, but we've seen them backed up inside their own 10-yard line several times tonight here in this first half.
Let's see if they get their sophomore going again. Caden Champers
Right.
came in and
That beautiful touchdown run.
see how they want to play this. Now, we've also seen Easton Arndt air the ball out.
Right.
And I think you might see a few more of those
Just
tonight.
missing on a couple of deep balls. Sarge is right at his own goal line right now to take the snap. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Another illegal procedure or what? Yes, it is. Oh,
Against De Pere. Half the distance.
well, not much more you can say about it at this point. It's just like they are just self-destructing with all these penalties. I believe that's 6 penalties in this first half. So it brings it back to about the 2.5-yard line.
So 1st and 12. So they take it half the distance to the goal line.
Koski wrapped up.
I'm not sure. I don't think he got back to the line of
No,
scrimmage.
wrapped up early and often that time. Big number 44 in there once again. Chase Collins, 5'11", 195. Inside linebacker. Yeah, he had nowhere to go. He was smothered as soon as he got the handle.
That Neenah front seven, I mean, that was just a wall.
Wow. So inside the 2-yard line right now for DePere.
I'll call it 2nd and 13 now.
I think DePere just has to be said right now, okay, can we just survive this first half down by 18 and try to regroup at halftime? Because they are in dire straits right here, right now, on their own 2-yard line.
Got to get out of this hole and figure out a way to get a first down. They go to May. And
close. Short, but up to about the 14. Needs to get to about the 16.
That was a nice pass. That
Very
was
nice.
in traffic.
Absolutely, no question about it. Oh, he throws a nice ball. Like I said, I was standing right by him in pregame, and he has zip like you can't believe. Great baseball player, potential college baseball player. So 3rd and 1 with 5:45 to go.
What do you want to do with the play call here, Coach?
I would give it to that sophomore. That's what I would do. Why not?
Is he on the field?
I don't know. But if he's not, I would find him.
Get him on the field.
Absolutely. And he is.
And they will give it to him, and he's got the first down.
Absolutely. Caden Champers.
Yeah. Nothing fancy there.
Give it to the big 195-pound running back. You bet.
Nice
and
job
safe
by the line.
You bet. Did I call that one or what? Did I call that one?
You got it.
Did I call that one?
Hey.
I'm up to
22 years.
I'm up to just John Mino just hitting his stride as a color commentator. He finally got one right. 5 minutes to play here, second quarter. But you know what I was saying a little while ago, too? I think they'd be okay. Let's just get through this.
I don't,
4.5 minutes.
You've said that in the past, and then
I know, and big things have happened. I know that.
Happened. They got to put some points on the
Jumpers
board.
again. Wow, tough tackle. Number 8, Grant Dean. Can we just give Grant Dean the Player of the Game award right now, Teddy?
He's everywhere.
What a form tackle. Watch this. Comes up right there, gets his head down, drives him back. That's why they do it in the tackling drills. Big tackle right there, gain of 2.
Well, you got a pretty good look, though, at Champers there. Champers, the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Nice size for a sophomore.
Absolutely, 195. Wow. Aren't looking.
Keep it himself.
It's about 3. Bring up 3rd down in about 4. Inside 4 minutes to play. You know, I was talking to one of the assistant coaches. They said, it's underrated almost how good of a runner he is. Yeah. So he has such a strong arm. And he gained all that experience last year. I was impressed with him last year, being thrown into the fire the way he was. I was impressed with the way he played last year.
And I think that's the exact way to explain it, too, because everybody had so much attention on Gabe Herman.
Yep.
And to step up, now you had a whole offseason to prepare for a season.
Absolutely, you bet. Big play here. 3rd and 4.
Art
pressure
down the field and drops
May.
it off to May.
Has
Nobody
room.
in front of him. To the 50 and out he goes. So a great play, a little misdirection that time.
Very nice. And they lost May. I think he did a crossing pattern, and I think that's why he got so open. The flow was going to the right, and he comes to the left.
Well, you talk about his arm throwing across his body there.
Yeah,
that's
the
the old Brett Favre people used to talk about.
No question.
How difficult that throw is.
That's exactly right, and it really is. You have all your weight on your right-hand side, and you still have to have a strong enough arm to just basically whip it to that other side because you can't get your lower body into the throw.
Great play call, great execution. Ball on the 49-yard, fresh set of downs for the Redbirds.
Shoppers.
And
Good
5
gain
yards,
of
6
about
yard.
5 or 6 for the 44. Okay, now DePere has to be thinking, hey, you know what? We could do something. Forget about just hanging on. Who in the world said we were going to do that?
Every time you say that,
I know.
the team goes right down
I know,
the field.
Ted. Why don't you just point out the obvious? Wow.
Well, I enjoy you saying that.
I thought
because
some
we see
things would
great
change.
Football.
I still can't believe I thought you were talking about the Pizza Gallagher's when you were talking about the other thing, about the regrouping or whatever. Yeah.
We're talking football, John.
That's right. Shumpers. Oh, that inside of that line for Neenah will not let him go this time. A lot of guys got a hand on it. Grant Dean, one of the ones leading the way once again. No gain. 3rd and 6. Roughly. At the 45.
So that 2 minutes, closing in on 2 minutes and counting. You might see a shot here.
I would think so. I really would.
3rd and 6.
I would be surprised to see him roll out. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Running back in the backfield. There it is.
And throws this one up for
Oh,
grabs,
it's
and it is
complete.
caught.
Nice catch that
Colin
time.
Alsma.
In traffic, Alsma goes up, gets it. He was under heavy pressure. I think it was Briones with the rush right there.
You're going to have a jump ball. You got the 6'2"
Right.
Alsma goes up and grabs it.
Big play up to the 34-yard line. Impressive. This is their best drive since their opening drive of the ball game.
1:35 and ticking remaining in the first half.
Looking deep. Looking deep. He has a man. Can get it to him in time. He cannot. You know what? The defensive back was lulling back.
Yeah.
Will Reddy
Kind of baiting him.
was kind of baiting him. I think he knew he was just within striking distance. The receiver thought he was a lot more open than he really was because that DB was...
Well, the receiver stopped moving.
He stopped moving, and I think the DB was thinking to himself, go ahead and throw it because I might be able to take it all the way down the sidelines if I pick it off. Yeah, and the quarterback did a nice job in realizing that and getting rid of it.
That experience, that year experience.
Absolutely. No question.
Yeah. Certainly helps.
So 2nd and 10 from the 34 for the Redbirds. Oh, bad snap. Trouble and down. Briones was in on him immediately that time on the low snap. Well, Pere just can't stop shooting themselves in the foot, though, huh, Ted? Got a nice drive things going their way, and then that happens. And that's Briones, 82. Was in there to make sure nothing else happened. Will St. Clair also getting in there.
Now, Pere only has 1 timeout remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, Neenah not taking a timeout. They've got all 3, I believe. But it looks like they're content to let this wind down, moving down to 40 seconds. On 3rd down and, what is it, about 17? Arndt looking deep, throwing deep, has a chance! Touchdown!
A strike!
Sequin, what a throw by Arndt. Wow.
What a beautiful pass.
And the Neenah coaches have to be saying, just don't let them get behind you, and they let them get behind them. And just a beautiful pass in stride by Arndt, right on the money. Wow.
Mason Sequin, his first touchdown of the game.
6 foot, 160. He's a junior. What a big play for Pere to basically end this first half. Kick is up. It's good.
It's good.
Well, tell me that doesn't put some juice in that sideline for Pere. Because they were almost left for dead when they were down about their own 2-yard line and down by 18. That was just incredible.
Mason Sequin.
Wow. How he got beyond that defensive back and how Arndt saw him. I mean, you talk about this. I mean, we talk about that arm of Arndt. I mean, he threw it almost effortlessly, didn't he? But perfect form. Just stepped right into it and just threw a perfect stripe in stride.
He throws one of the best balls we've
ever seen. No question about it.
In
and we've seen some
decades
good ones. Yes.
Pretty
that thing comes out of his hand with speed, with accuracy, with zip. Boy, I like that kid. Wow.
Well, credit that Pere squad. You know, they've had a couple of times where they could have just said,
well, they're back in their own 2-yard line.
We keep making mistakes. We're down.
That's 98 yards.
They are getting after it.
I heard one guy, I don't know who it was, doesn't know football, obviously. He's like, just end the half like this and go in the locker room.
We're starting on our 5.
I don't know who that guy is. Fumble on the kickoff. Last time that happened, it turned out to be a touchdown. And this was not bad either up over the 43-yard line.
I've seen this about 3 times. I'm not so sure that's not by design.
I know. Isn't that the truth? You know, they say that sometimes the defense sees that, or the defenders coming down see that. Well, now they're within, 19 seconds left on the 45.
This is an explosive offense
Absolutely.
on this Neenah squad.
Nice return. So Neenah with good field position right now at the 45. But 19 seconds. Yeah, I think they'll let it fly. Don't you, Ted? Why
I
not?
think they might take a couple shots here.
What have you got to lose?
We've got somebody on the near sideline here revving his engines. He's ready to go. A receiver split wide to the left.
Even
going to keep it on the ground.
And that'll do it for the first half. Timeout called by Neenah. All right, now he'll probably take a shot. It's their first time out. So 50-yard line, actually 49. I don't think Van Evenhoven will be able to reach the end zone, but.
Well, do you like offensive football, John?
I like offensive football. This has been offensive and special teams football, though. This has been outstanding. This has been a really, really fun first half. Middleton leading Bayport 21-14. DC Everest leading Preble 30-14. Kakana leading Ashwaubenon 35-0. Some of the scores coming in. Let's see what other ones we got here, Teddy. Appleton North 28-0 over Green Bay Southwest at halftime. So here we go, 13 seconds left.
They do have 2 more timeouts left.
They do. Nope, they're keep it on the ground. Okay.
And they'll take
Neenah's, they'll take another one, but Neenah's defensive backs were 25 yards downfield. De Pere's defensive backs were about 25 yards downfield. They weren't going to let anybody get behind them.
Yeah, we're going to see a deep one now.
3 seconds left.
But before we do that,
right before then,
we'll let you know.
Okay.
U.S. Cellular is giving away $20,000 for a distraction-free vacation. To enter and for official rules, go to 20kvacay.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. That's the number 20, the letter K, VACAY.com.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
U.S. Cellular.
I like it.
One of our great new sponsors this season.
$20,000?
For a distraction-free vacation.
Wow.
You're out. You're out.
What's that supposed to mean? I would be a distraction
You're a
on
little
vacation?
distracted.
I don't think.
Here we go. They put a few seconds back on the clock.
7
7 seconds remaining in the half.
Van Evenhoven.
They'll keep it on the ground. And
0.7 seconds left. Chance for one more play. Now it's within distance to get into the end zone. So I think that's what Coach Young was trying to do, is get it close enough that you could take one shot. I mean, you'd still be looking to the end zone.
0.7 seconds. You're taking it.
I think now we're going to take a shot. But I'm just saying, as far as distance, okay, you're at the 35, 42. That's maybe about a 45-yard pass to get it into the end zone. I think that's doable.
I do, too.
How far could you throw it when you're all-state quarterback in Nebraska?
6 yards.
6 yards. Okay.
You have to ice it down a little bit.
Yeah. Not a big thrower, huh?
No.
All right.
How about you?
About 45 yards.
45.
I think 46 yards is, yes. That was a long time ago. Right now, I couldn't complete a pass to you.
I'm a big target.
And you're a big target.
Getting bigger.
I didn't want to say anything.
So here we go. From the 35-yard line. Pressure coming. Van Evenhoven buys a little time and brought down.
And that ends the first half in a very, very entertaining first half of high school football.
Nice job by Pere on that last play defensively.
Yeah.
Bringing the dogs. And
yeah. They put pressure on him. That's right. That was fun.
It sure was, and we have a whole nother half to go. It is 28-17. Neenah leads Pere in the season opener of the 2023 high school football season. You are watching WACY TV 32 Sports Showdown. Well, back at the brand new stadium, brand new high school in Neenah, where the Rockets lead to Pere 28-17 at halftime. It has been a good one so far. Well, you know, as we begin this season, one of the concerns in the WIAA for high school football and actually all sports is the lack of officials available to officiate these games. Carl Winter, an NBC 26 neighborhood reporter, joins us on the field. Carl, good to see you. I know you were doing some investigation on this big story of lack of officials here in Wisconsin.
Absolutely. Good to talk to you guys. We're a great game here so far, but unfortunately one of the reasons this game is on a Thursday night rather than the traditional Friday is because of that shortage of referees. So I had the chance to speak with a longtime referee in Tim Marquardt, who's the president of the Green Bay Officials Association, as well as someone from the WIAA, and they broke this issue down for me. And one of the reasons that some of these officials are leaving the profession is because of the occasional poor treatment from fans and coaches.
Coming out on a Friday night under the lights is the best. You can't get a better time. We come out with a group of guys and be the third team on the field, as we say.
Some of those Friday nights are now Thursday nights, with conferences forced to schedule Thursday football games, so officiating crews can work both days. Marquardt is the president of the Green Bay Officials Association and says the referee shortage can be at least partially chalked up to poor treatment from fans and coaches.
We lose a lot of officials who succumb to the negative feedback that they get during play.
Sometimes the treatment escalates to threats and violence.
We've had people who've gotten followed to their car, or where somebody will say, "I'm going to see you after the game."
More than 50% of referees have dealt with physical altercations on the job, according to a nationwide survey of sports officials this year.
If I were to say that 50% of the times I come to work during the day, someone comes and assaults me about how the work that I'm doing, wouldn't that be, almost unbelievable?
Abiad says the state's numbers are down from a year ago. On August 1st, 2022, there were more than 1,650 football officials licensed statewide. That number dropped to 1,501 on August 1st, 2023. Across all sports, the number of officials dropped from more than 6,200 to about 5,000. Abiad says fans expect too much from high school officials.
Our officials are learning every single game they're part of, just like your kids are learning something in every game that they play.
Most officials work a second job.
Nobody's making house payments off of what they're making as an official.
But despite that and the occasional misbehaving fan, Marquardt says it's the mentorship and love of the sport that keeps referees in the game.
The camaraderie of the officials themselves. So the guys that I work Friday nights with are some of my best friends.
You can go to WIAAWI.org to get licensed, or GBOA.org to learn more about how you can help address the referee shortage.
In celebration of this event, the band concludes.
And this referee shortage is affecting a number of sports. The good news is numbers are going back up now that we've started the season, and numbers of new officials, including some high school students, are getting into the game. It does take them a few years to get to the level of, say, calling or officiating a high school football game, but you do see good camaraderie among the officials out here tonight.
Yeah, got to work your way up at the varsity level, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Carl, where are you from?
I'm from Stockton, California originally. Did my undergrad down in Southern California, and then a year in Central New York for grad school, and here I am in beautiful Green Bay area.
Outstanding. Good to have you. Nice job on the story.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, Carl, we appreciate that. And we'll be talking to your coworker, Darby McCarthy. She's got a story for us coming up after this timeout. You're watching high school football live from Neenah tonight. This is Sports Showdown. Back at Neenah High School, the new Neenah High School, and the new football field here. Good game to start the
fantastic first half
23 football season. Neenah leads the Pere 28-17. Let's go back down to the sideline. Darby McCarthy, another NBC 26 neighborhood reporter, joining us tonight. She covers Neenah. Darby, I know you're busy with this Neenah Rocket squad this week.
players out here. I got to meet a couple of players. I met one on Monday, I met one on Wednesday, and now I'm out here getting to watch them play, which is really exciting. Very cool.
Yeah, and I know you had an opportunity to talk to their great tight end.
Yes, I did. His name's Luke Keller. He's out here playing jersey number 83. 83.
All right, let's take a look at the package that you got for us.
High school football is ever-changing. In 4 fast years, familiar faces are replaced by fresh ones.
I think it'll be a good last senior year.
Senior Luke Keller has been playing tackle football since the 3rd grade. That's a decade of dedication to the sport.
That's crazy to think about. It's the last time, maybe, potentially.
He says the games he's playing right now mean the world.
When you're a freshman, sophomore, junior on JV or varsity, you're kind of playing and like working for the seniors to make it like the best season they can have, and then it's finally my year.
Thursday night's game would be a big one anyway.
It's kind of like a baseline or like setting the bar for what we want this season.
But this is the first showdown at the new Neenah Stadium, and Keller and his team want to make sure they live up to the hoped-for cheers from the crowd.
It's electric. The last playoff game, like we couldn't hear the snap count on some of the plays because of the fans were just going nuts, and yeah, it was filled, packed. People were on the fence lines. There weren't enough seats. It was pretty crazy.
It's anyone's guess who will win, but Keller is confident he knows.
I think we're gonna win.
Yeah, so as you can see, we definitely have been hearing those cheers that he was hoping for when I talked to him last.
All right, Darby, thank you for that report. It is halftime here in Neenah. We've got to take another timeout, but it is the Neenah Rockets leading the De Pere Redbirds 28-17. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Halftime at the brand new Neenah High School as the Rockets lead the De Pere Redbirds 28-17. Ted Stefaniak, John Mino with you tonight. This has been a fun starter. I'm not sure if De Pere will look at it as fun right now, but I'm looking forward to the second half, John.
Well, so many big plays. Obviously, we had the kickoff return for the touchdown, which was huge. Then we had the young sophomore going for the, I forget how many yards it was with his touchdown.
Over 50.
Over 50. And then we come back again with one of the last plays of the first half. De Pere, about a 50-yard touchdown bomb. I mean, this has just been back and forth. And as we mentioned, that was a 98-yard drive for De Pere to end that first half. Would have been real easy for them just kind of fold up the tents and, feel sorry for themselves. But wow, what an impressive drive they put together. And what an entirely different world that is than at halftime when you're talking about second half strategy.
Yeah, that was a fun first half. Cannot wait to see what happens in the next 2 quarters as we are having some fun in the season debut of the 2023 high school football season. Second half begins after this timeout. You're watching Showdown. So ready to start the second half here at Neenah High School. It is De Pere with a little squib kick to the Rockets, fielded at about the 37-yard line. Interesting.
Yeah, that was
strategy to start the second half.
Yeah.
Okay. It
Okay.
wasn't really an onside.
I don't know
kick.
what it was. Right. It was just a squib. Yeah. Okay. Was not expecting that, but we'll just go with it and start the second half. So
Head
here we go.
coach of the Redbirds, of course, Ben Strickland in his second season as the head coach.
Former Madisonite.
You bet.
Yeah. Tough nut back in his playing days, I'll tell you that, at about, 5'10", 185 maybe?
He got after it.
He got after it. Almost like a Jim Leonard type. So here we go. Neenah called their play on the sidelines, and they run right out in formation.
The Rockets with a couple of receivers split to the left. They'll keep it on the ground. Van Evenoven, he has been the workhorse so far tonight.
You know what the offensive line does really, really good for Neenah is the kick-out blocks. They're not knocking people backwards. They're getting on the side of them and just knocking them sideways, and that's what's opening up these running lanes for Van Evenhoven. They're doing a great, great job on that, on getting the angles on those defenders.
If you're just joining us, 28-17, Neenah leading De Pere. De Pere started the game with a field goal, led 3-0.
Had a beautiful opening drive.
Grant Dean already has 4 touchdowns for the Neenah Rockets in this game, but
penalties really hurt De Pere. Look out. How many touchdowns does he have?
He's on his way. No, he was looking for number 5, but he's going to have to do a little more work. Another great run by Grant Dean, who we just said had 4 touchdowns.
Carson Kulo with a touchdown-saving tackle that time for De Pere. But again, just see the nice job that the blocker did that time, kicking his man out. It's a big tackle down the 15-yard line. So a big play to start it off for Van Evenhoven once again.
Well, and
he's going to end up with about 216 yards rushing, isn't he? What do you have at halftime there?
It's a good question.
I
know he had 4 touchdowns.
I was trying to keep it in my head.
And
I lost track. Yeah.
216?
Yes, my prediction.
Projection.
Yes. Here he is again.
And
tripped up that time.
Yeah.
Tripped up after a gain of about 1. So down to about the 14-yard line.
So you got Grant Dean.
Yes.
Having a big game.
Yes.
He's a junior.
Yes.
Along with Evan Van Evenhoven.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
You got to feel pretty good.
Yes.
If you're a Neenah Rocket football fan.
One of my ace reporters listening in to us,
yeah,
Brian, okay,
mm-hmm.
says Strickland went to high school with Joe Thomas, followed him to Madison. He was in Canton when Joe went into the Hall of Fame. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it is. Very cool. He should get Joe to be their offensive line coach at De Pere.
Yeah. That would help.
Well, Neenah's going to take an early timeout here.
Yeah, didn't take any to the last 30 seconds of the first half, but taking one right now.
Yeah, so we'll step away. We need another break.
Yes, we do.
We'll be back after this.
Sponsorship partners who provided fun.
Neenah taking a timeout here early in the second half. 10:07 remaining in the third. Sitting on the 14-yard line inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone. Rockets looking for some more points. High snap. It was a snap to Dean. And the handoff and in for the touchdown. A little reverse direction there. And it was Chase Collins on the carry.
A big play for Neenah right there with a direct snap to the running back. A little bit of that misdirection, kind of a cross-trap look once again. And with an impressive drive for Neenah to start off this second half. Wow.
You see Chase Collins.
Yep.
Coming off the field after that touchdown. Yeah, I guess anytime you're snapping the ball or Grant Dean has the ball in his hands, you've got to react to that.
Absolutely.
The extra point is good. We'll keep it here. With 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Neenah increases their lead 35-17. Well, tonight's Down and Distance is brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center with a no-hassle, no-haggle philosophy, meaning you get one low price always. Shop GandrudWest.com today.
Well, you know, we're talking about Van Evenhoven last year as just a sophomore and the great job he did, and they took him into the playoffs against Kimberly in a heartbreaking game. They had a chance to win that ball game last year. They lose an outstanding running back who I want to say had 1,200 yards rushing last year because between the two of them was 1,200 and 1,100. So you lose half your offense, basically. But they just reloaded with Dean, and Grant Dean and Van Evenhoven is even that much better this year. And, he's not a big guy. I don't know how fast he is, but he's, 5'11", 165. But he just has it all together out there with this offense. And I know it looks more simple than it actually is, but what Neenah has done is they've said, okay, we're going to take what we've got. We're going to take our best athletes, and we're going to form an offense around them. What do they do best? What do our guys do absolutely the best? Let's do that. Instead of trying a whole bunch of things and seeing if they fit, they're just taking what they have and making sure those guys ride this team.
This kickoff fielded at
Koski.
the 7-yard line. Lucas Koski hit
hard at the 20. Briones again with a hard hit that time. Wow. A couple other ball players in there.
12-yard return to the 20-yard line.
That was a hit.
Well, we've asked a couple of times in this game, is De Pere able to bounce back after taking some of these shots?
They're going to have to.
And they've been up to the task.
Eli Armati also in that stop that time. That's a conversion of 3 red helmets onto Koski. So 80 yards to go now for De Pere. First time they've touched the football in the second half. See if they can keep that. They had so much success throwing deep, Ted. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be their bread and butter here in the second half.
Easton Arndt has certainly aired it out a few times. We'll keep it on the ground here.
Low snap. I don't think that was the play. I'll be honest with you. I think the snap kind of led to him just taking it and getting what they can. Young came up to make the stop from a safety position.
Got to think there's a little temptation to just run a couple of those long shots.
I know, absolutely.
Field every once in a while.
Absolutely, with that arm that he has. Wow. He's got the quick receivers,
well, it's fun
fast
to see
receivers.
These athletes try to show their speed, offensively and defensively.
Wow.
You know, you look at the athletes, not only in the football team, but also the basketball team. The last 2 Division I boys basketball championships came from these 2 schools.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? De Pere, of course, undefeated. Just an incredible season.
Some amazing
athletes.
And is that picked off?
Completed. No, it's a completion. It's completed.
Oh.
Colin Alsma. Nearly intercepted.
Wow. Let's look at this one.
Yeah. What a heads-up play by Alsma. In traffic, so tipped right there, and just a great job. Got his elbows underneath him, so the ball did not hit the ground. Outstanding play by Alsma.
There were a couple guys for Neenah that had a shot at picking that off.
Certainly did. Wow.
Great job.
Catch. Yep, you bet. Up to the 36-yard line.
Fresh set of downs for the Redbirds. May goes in motion.
Koski.
Lucas cut down.
Try to get that edge, but number 8, who's been all over the field, Grant Dean, was there to take him down. No gain.
Yeah, back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Boy, how about Dean just all over the field? Isn't it amazing the ball game he's having? 5'11", 180, and he'll be back next year. So Van Evenhoven. Wow. It's not a bad twosome to start with, is it?
They look like they're having fun tonight, too.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
You know, there was a nice little welcome and a thank you by Will Rades.
Did a great job up there talking to the crowd.
With a microphone.
Absolutely.
You don't
for
see
about
that
4,000 people.
very often.
Nope.
And thanking all the sponsors and people that built this new stadium and new high school, and welcomed everybody to this new era.
Art tried the quick one out to Noah Fisher. Didn't work. Kind of in the dirt. They'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Yeah, like I said, we closed out the old stadium last year with that playoff game against Kimberly. Yep, on a cold night, as they always are at that point in the playoffs. But
Kimberly
here we're on a
with
perfect
1-point win over Neenah in that level 2 game.
In a close ball game all the way through.
Yeah, the only 2 losses for Neenah last season were to Kimberly.
Yep.
Under 8 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Hart trying to buy some time. Does buy some time.
Oh, his man slipped. Had a chance for it. He just lost his footing coming back for it. Tender receiver that time, Dante Mata. But he just lost his footing. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and 10.
And they're bringing in the punt team.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about that game last year against Kimberly. And, I mean, just talk about how, like, tonight we saw Steve Jorgensen, who's one of the most successful football coaches you'll ever find in Northeast Wisconsin. Assistant coach with Neenah. Head coach at Neenah, of course, Chad Michaelwitz, former head coach at De Pere. I mean, it's just unique how it, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you got Larry Brick out there, 66 years of coaching. Coach Robus isn't back this year, though. I always enjoyed talking to him, too. He had such a phenomenal career all over. Oh, look at this. It's a fake.
And Arnold has a man at the 40.
Still
and then
on his feet, take it down.
bounds.
Noah Fisher. Noah Fisher with the reception. What a big play for De Pere. And how timely was that?
Oh, we talked about any time the punter is also your quarterback.
You mentioned that from the very beginning.
You got to be careful. And hey, nice call here.
Well, outstanding call. I like it a lot.
Better execution.
You bet. Right near that line of scrimmage, too. That was outstanding. By the way, we got another score here. Middleton, 28, Bayport, 14 in the second half. We'll see Bayport next week. If that one holds up, I have a feeling it will not be a fun week of practice in the greater Swamico area with Coach Westerham.
May goes in motion this time.
Toss to May. Gets tripped up. Looked
jet
like
sweep?
Yeah, a little bit of a jet sweep. Looked like he had a lane down there, but got tripped up after a gain of about 2. Bring it down to the 27-yard line.
Now, did we figure out that's a completed pass in the old jet sweep? It's a forward pass.
Yeah, it is, right? I don't think that's fair, to be honest with you. Do you?
Well, you can change the rules, I guess.
Shouldn't say it's not fair, but I just think it's something. Because you know what? I would run that like 14 times a game if I was a quarterback then and call my own plays.
You get to call your own plays.
14 consecutive completions.
Ball on the 27. 2nd and 8 for the
Koski.
Redbirds, and Koski.
Met at the line of scrimmage. Will St. Clair for Neenah met him head on. 6'1", 185 outside linebacker, number 12. No gain. Briones also getting in there 3rd, so a loss on the play, so 3rd and 9. Back to the 28, and it is 4-down territory.
I think you're right.
I think I am.
Got to buy that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for agreeing with me for once in your life.
22 years.
22 years. Like a 22-year marriage, huh, Teddy?
It's all the same after the first 2, right?
That's right.
3rd and 8. High snap. Arndt pulls it in.
It's time now, though.
Looking into the end zone and looking for May and out of bounds.
He made the catch, but outside the end zone. Just another outstanding throw. I mean, just the physical part of throwing that football on a line, but they just ran out of territory. Good coverage that time, though, on the part of Neenah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not going to be completed.
How did he make this catch, though?
I don't know. That was outstanding.
Another look here, and
man, he throws a nice ball.
Young right there.
Wow. So 4th down and 9 from the 27-yard line. 28-yard line, actually. What do you got, Coach? I think he rolls out to the right, hits somebody coming across the middle. That's my prediction.
Yeah, well,
he's got man the slot on the right side.
Let's see what they got here. May breaks
time
to the outside. Arndt
has a man.
And wide open man.
Wow.
And that is Colin Alsma for the touchdown, Redbirds.
Alsma was all by himself. Once the quarterback, Arndt, broke to the right side and could scan the entire field, he found him, and all Alsma had to do was make that catch. Nice protection on the part of Pere that time. And an absolute perfect throw. Look at that. 4 defenders close, but you can see them arguing that somebody was supposed to pick him up and stay with him. So a busted coverage without question. But a nice job by the quarterback, keeping cool and calm and finding his man. What a ball game we've got here, Teddy.
This is a fun one. 35-24. Neenah still has a lead, but the Redbirds have the momentum. We'll be back after this. Back at Neenah High School, and Pere with the touchdown to make it get a little bit closer here. 35-24. Neenah still has a lead. They wait for the kickoff.
I don't think Neenah's punted tonight, have they, Ted? I don't think so.
I don't think they have either.
Turned it over on downs
right
at the end of the first half and scored on every other series on offense. So let's see what happens now. Let's see if another squib kick. Okay. And taken down at about the 36. A hard hit. Briones actually with the return for Neenah. One of the up men. Okay. See what happens now.
Let's see what Neenah has in store offensively. I think we're looking at a new quarterback here.
Yeah, I think I heard that Van Evenhoven is hurt. Yep, Ashton Van Beek is in at quarterback for Neenah.
He wears number 18. We'll keep an eye on Van Evenhoven.
He's only a freshman. 6'1", 175, and he is a freshman. Wow, how's that for being about 15 years old, coming out in front of about 4,000 people?
Well,
comes in a game like this.
6 minutes remaining in the third quarter and has a 35-24 lead here as you open up a brand new stadium in high school.
I see Van Evenhoven on the sidelines standing there. I don't see any wrap on him or anything like that, so I'm not sure what it would be, but he's got his helmet off, so he's definitely not coming back in the ball game anytime soon.
And the first couple of plays with Van Beek in there, they keep it on the ground. You might expect them to try to run a little more clock here.
Right, no question about it. Grant Dean, of course, has been the bread and butter for them all night long with the 4 touchdowns.
I got a message, some folks concerned about your stat keeping skills, asking you not to hurt yourself trying to keep some of these stats in your head.
I know. My poor brain.
There's a lot of concern for you out there.
Thank you.
Pass to Young.
Yep, very nice. Luke Young with the catch. First career completion for the Young quarterback. Man, to be a freshman playing at a school like this on a night like that, give him all the credit in the world for coming out here. Ashton Van Beek.
Well, that'll give you a little confidence.
No question. Get that first completion. That's important. I don't care what level you're talking, Teddy. I don't care if it's the NFL. I don't care if you're talking, Tom Brady, whatever. Those first couple of completions, make them easy. Make them layups. Direct snap that time to Dean. Puts his head down. That's a pretty good gain. Nice tackle, though, by Derek Bunkelman, who you were talking about earlier. Had a great season last year. Bunkelman.
One of those college prospects, and there's plenty of them on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Just looking at where the different players went from last year. I want to say Neenah had like 10 go off to college to play football, including one, Big Darius up at Michigan Tech. It's a Husky. Another direct snap. And has the first down. Dean once again. Taken up to about the 37-yard line. Well, whatever it is with Van Evenhoven, I certainly hope, it's just a second half type of injury.
Yep.
Because he's such a tremendous young football player. You want to see him out there every snap possible. Got some other scores coming in. Kakana 42-0 over Ashwaubenon. Chilton 20-14 over Crivets. Some partials. Little reverse this time. Chase Collins.
Well, he's already found the end zone once tonight.
And had a shot at it once again. So Neenah with a little razzle-dazzle. They're not afraid to come out with a couple of different types of plays right there. Looking for some downfield blocking. Gets tripped up at the 22. And you're right. This is exactly the kind of drive that Neenah wanted right now. Use up some clock. Keep things moving. Keep the ball out of DePere's hands. Dean direct snap again.
Flag
Take it down
in.
and a flag. Max Kavanaugh with the tackle.
While they get this settled out, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Showdown. First and 20 after the penalty as Neenah keeps it on the ground this time. And they're going to get about 4 back here, John.
Yeah, I've got the binoculars on Van Evenhoven. He's got an ice pack on his left wrist. So as I mentioned, hopefully it's nothing serious, but that's why he's out of the ball game now. He's got his helmet off, and I don't think there's any chance of him coming back into this game.
Well, we'll see how that score holds up.
Yeah, that's true too, right?
How serious that injury is, and
straight up the middle. But you know what? And again, not speculating, not doing anything like that, but you almost feel better seeing him with an ice pack on his wrist than a knee or an ankle or things like that. I mean, you know what I mean? You just feel like, you can bounce back for them a lot easier. So hopefully that's the case.
Well, not sure what that injury is, but like you said, you saw the ice pack.
Right.
So hopefully he's going to be all right. He's had a terrific night tonight. The Rockets have looked good. DePere has been hanging around, doing a nice job.
Reverse again. Big 44 rumbling down to the 15. He's getting a lot of carries here in the second half and doing a nice job. 5'11", 195, linebacker, running back. So 4th down and 3 on the 15-yard line. Young checks into the ball game for Neenah, possibly bringing in a play. Moving down to the 1-minute mark here in the third quarter, and a quick third quarter.
A lot of run plays so far.
Another reverse, inside reverse, and he is stopped. Initially hit by Landon Pulvermacher, and that was Chase Collins.
Great job of that Pere defense. All right. While the teams change sides here, we'll let you know that tonight's Smile Cam is brought to you by North Star Dental Group, changing your life by changing your smile. Go check out Dr. Pete in Appleton and Sheboygan. And fans, before the game, big smiles.
Both fan groups wearing the construction worker bright. Yeah, what's the symbol of that? I mean, what's the symbol?
Well, maybe it's,
normally
they're here to help out if there's any more construction ready to go.
Maybe that's what it is. Okay.
We're going to go with that.
Flag on the play, and I'll bet this is another illegal procedure against Pere, which would be their 4th of the night, and I believe their 7th penalty, maybe 8 of the night. They've had at least 3 series, Teddy, inside the 20-yard line, start with a false start. 3 of them.
And they're still within a couple of scores.
They're still in the ball game. But, wow, when they watch the tape, they're going to say to themselves, come on, man, clean this up. But, again, first game, under the lights, huge crowd, absolutely huge crowd. One of the biggest we've ever seen, really.
The stadium holds about 35 now.
35, and there's got to be at least 500 others milling around. Quarterback draw. Gets the 5 back from the penalty. This will be 2nd down and 10. I still say the biggest crowd that I ever remember was at Pulaski. Years ago, they had that phenomenal running back. Remember him? He'd carry the ball like 40 times.
Which one?
Well, the big guy that went to, I think, North Dakota or North Dakota State. Dylan something, wasn't it? And they were playing Bayport. And there were so many people around the track. It was like 6 deep around the track. And I think that's the night.
Wisconsin, we love high school football.
And remember that was the night the mosquitoes were unbelievable? And he had to spray down all of our camera
we're
people.
Keeping it positive this year, John.
Just saying.
The mosquitoes were bad. So Arndt.
Flipped it up. Had his man threw it a little bit behind him, and that was close to a pick 6 for Neenah.
It's a nice touch with that little
touch,
wrist.
just a hair behind him, I believe.
Out there.
Yeah, he tried to just finesse it to him. He's got those quick feet, I'm telling you. Yeah, just a little bit behind him, yep. So 3rd and 10 now from their own 15-yard line.
He's done a couple things tonight that have reminded me of Brett Favre.
Yeah, overly confident maybe.
No, not at all.
Oh, no,
okay. But throwing across his body, deep passes, little.
But I mean, he's got
pass.
He's not afraid to wing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's fun to watch. I say that as a compliment.
I know. So if his parents come after you, I'm on their side. Boy, lots of time. Look at this. He could run for it. And he does. Oh, boy, is that close. Wow, is that close? I think
third
he has
quarter has come to an end. We'll be back. You're watching Showdown on TV 32.
Oh, flag on the play.
Okay, so as we went to break there at the
end
of the third quarter.
There was a flag that we didn't see.
Right.
A holding call against Pere, which I think is their 10th penalty of the night, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just adding it up in my head. But it would have been a 1st down, but it's brought all the way back now to inside the 10-yard line. There's the flag. Okay, I see the official throwing the flag right there. And I think he would have had the 1st down.
All right, so the officials get together.
It'll crop up.
Darby, we talked about this great crowd here tonight. Are you used to seeing crowds like this from being from Tennessee?
I'm from the South. We love our sports down there. But I got to say, I heard you guys bantering about the way that the students are dressed, and I know the story behind that. Neenah, their theme was construction, and then De Pere announced their theme was neon, and they all came out looking the same.
Thank you. That's good reporting.
That's on the spot.
That is good reporting.
That is why
Darby.
she's an NBC 26 neighborhood reporter, Darby McCarthy.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks, Darby.
Thank you.
Great having you with us tonight.
Yes.
All right, we are ready to get the fourth quarter started. Great game here to start the 2023 high school football season. Neenah leads 35-24.
So it's 3rd down and 20 for De Pere. Throwing deep, looking for May. Ooh, had a chance, but couldn't complete it. Dean on the defense.
Yeah, May was looking for a flag there, but
that ball went about 50 yards in the air with very little effort. It's incredible how strong this young man's arm is. So now 4th down. I like that they're going deep, though, Ted. When you got an arm like that and you got somebody as fast as May, why not? I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting season in De Pere.
Yeah, it really is.
Here to watch this guy throw the ball around.
You better believe it. Fun to watch.
He likes baseball, though.
Tremendous baseball player. Yeah.
Heck of a football player, too. All right, so a 4th and 17, sitting on your own 7. Punting situation, although we have seen one fake tonight.
Actually, that was Alsma, the intended receiver that time. Short punt, high but short. And it'll be at about the 37-yard line.
So let's take a timeout. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. So Neenah takes over again. Good field position to start this drive on the
Grant
Pier
Dean
39.
Powering his way in once again. And again, the backup quarterback in there for Neenah, the freshman, Ashton Van Beek. Did you play college basketball as a freshman? Did you play, like, in games?
My entire career, you could ask that.
Well, I mean, back in your day, I mean, you'd be 18
we were
years
eligible.
old. You were eligible. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't go quite back that far.
Okay, just asking. Dean with a powerful run that time, taking it up to the 27. But what I'm saying is, I mean, you had to be going up against some grown men. When you're 18 and some of those guys are 22, 23.
Yep.
I mean, yep. Yep.
Go play a team like DePaul back then.
Oh.
Really good.
They have Tyrone Corbin and those guys in those days?
And try to match up against a Dallas Comma
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All and former or future NBA players right there.
1st and 10 for Neenah.
Another nice
Dean
run.
again.
Hard hit that time by Derek Bunkleman. I'll tell you what, Bunkleman's not afraid to hit, is he? Puts his face mask right in the numbers. You bet.
To the 23-yard line.
So, steady dose of on the
Steady
ground.
dose. De Pere really needs to keep them out of the end zone. Not even a question. With 10.5 left to play in the ball game, they would need 2 scores. But Neenah just has to rescind run, clock, run, and just give it to the big man. So, I mean, even with Van Evenhoven in there, they didn't do anything, bizarre. I mean, a couple reverses and different things like that to mix it up. But, basically that's their game plan. They're going to stick with it and keep feeding that fella.
Great change of direction.
Nice.
And Dean looking for the end zone again. Dives. Is he in?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
His 5th touchdown of the game. Grant Dean, happy birthday.
Boy, the balance on him, huh, Ted? I mean, a couple of times he could have gone down, but he just kept his feet moving, kept his weight distributed nice, and takes it in for the score. 5 touchdowns on the night for Grant Dean. Wow. Right there.
Boy, some great
Right
decisions.
there, and dives in for the score. And a nice job at just getting that ball over the goal line. So 41-24. Have we ever seen anybody score 5 touchdowns in a game?
I think we have.
Who?
Well, I'll have to go back over the 22-year archive. It hasn't happened very often.
No,
I'll tell
that's
you
for
that,
sure.
my friend. Terrific performance, and we're early in the fourth quarter. 42-24. Neenah with the lead over De Pere. You're watching Showdown. 42-24. It is Neenah leading De Pere. 9:57 remaining in the ball game. We've had a terrific ball game here. The score a little lopsided right now, but if you have been with us the whole night, it has been a very entertaining game.
Absolutely. No question about it. The one thing that has hurt De Pere more than anything in the world is penalties. That has hurt them more than anything. Between 8 and 10. I lost count in my mind because I was still trying to up the rushing yardage for both teams in my mind. So I lost track of that. But that's just one of the things that has really been a problem for them. One of those things they just need to clean up. But this will be interesting now. If they really let this quarterback just let it fly. A fumble on the kickoff. Taking out about the 22-yard line. So you got to think they're coming out in trips.
We'll see what they do. Hey, free of charge, walk in for an injury assessment and immediate evaluation by the Bellin Health Titletown Sports Medicine and Orthopedic team. Save the cost of an ER or urgent care visit for sports injuries for every member of your family. Play like a kid, heal like a pro. Bellin Health, the official healthcare partner of Sports Showdown.
Play like a kid, heal like a pro. I like that. As I mentioned, we had Mark Hewson on today, the director of all the things over there. And I'll tell you what, a really interesting guy. Very, very interesting talking about. One of the things he's a big advocate for, playing more than one sport.
Yep.
Huge advocate. He thinks that can prevent injuries because your muscles are so much more limber from the different things that you do in the different sports.
Yeah, I think most people are in that camp.
Well,
most.
Yeah, most. Except sometimes there's those my little Johnny or Susie or whomever is going to be the next great, and then fill in the blank in sports, and they stick to that. And, you can't blame them when they really want that to happen. But I'm just saying, as far as what many of these physical sports people are saying these days is play a variety of sports.
Yeah.
What other sports did you play?
Basketball.
Okay.
Specialized, my friend. And that pass is
over the middle to May. Takes up to about the 40-yard line. I think we're going to see a steady diet of that right now over the next 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, so 9.5. You don't have to go really fast, but
you got to go fast. What's closest to really fast?
Rolling out to his right this time. And still gets rid of it. Oh,
he was trying to throw,
dangerous pass. He's done a really nice job under pressure to buy a little more time and hang in there. And I think a lot of that goes back to last season, everything he learned in that whole season.
And being thrown into the fire the way he was, you bet. They don't have to go to, was it ludicrous speed from Spaceballs?
Spaceballs.
Yes.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
That might be a little bit later.
Great movie, though.
Yeah, De Pere, three of their first three games, all on the road to start 2023. At Wausau West next week, and then Pulaski the week after that. So they're going to be road-tested early.
And I'm sure Pulaski will be Pulaski.
They can't be anything but.
But you know what I mean? They're just almost like the same type of team every year, and they win games, and they hit hard, and they play very, very safe football.
See them later
reverse
this season.
Green. Dean comes up once again. Grant Dean just all over the field. Comes up and makes the play.
And a fourth down coming up here, John.
You might as well go for it. What have you got to lose? 4th and 7. I don't see the punting team coming in.
Well, the punter is the quarterback.
Right. Good point.
Let's see what the call's going to be here. Had a lot of time going off the clock.
Yeah, really a lot of time. Arndt was the conference player of the year in baseball last year. Outfielder and pitcher.
Needs a big throw here. 4th and 7. Trying to keep the drive alive.
Has time. Nice protection.
Arndt going
Lets
deep.
It fly. It'll be a jump ball. Oh, caught! Oh, Mason Sequin Oh, holy cow.
Well, you called a jump ball.
Yep.
Tipped it to himself. My goodness.
Man, have there been some plays in this ball game.
Oh,
wow.
Did you miss football? Did you miss football?
We
we're
missed football.
So glad to have football back.
We certainly are.
Look at this.
Just winds up, lets it fly, one-on-one. The defender actually had better position, and that is Dean, the defender. Wow.
Lucas Koski gets that carry, but
update on a score: Middleton 35, Bayport 23.
Pere was the first one to make contact.
24-23?
No, 34.
34-23.
35-23 Middleton.
Okay.
Second and 8.
Man.
I'm telling you, we have seen some just tremendous plays tonight, haven't we? From both teams.
It's been a fun one.
It's been a fun one.
That was a huge play.
Yes.
We'll see if Pere can capitalize on it now. Hart to the right.
Nobody open.
And
he's corralled.
Yeah, there was really nobody breaking downfield into the end zone.
I didn't see anybody.
Almost like a run play.
I know. Yep. I didn't see a single receiver in the end zone.
I wonder if that was a bit of a broken play.
Something, but then Briones really made sure it was broken. It's outstanding outside linebacker. So loss of 2.
The clock continues to run. Pere does have
like
all
7
3
minutes
of their timeouts remaining.
So big play here for Pere. 2nd and 12 on the 14.
Hart now looks in. Well, that was
almost intercepted. Yeah. Had a chance throwing. And that was really good defense on the part of Pere that time. They had defenders in front of the receiver. They had a defender alongside the receiver. There were just a lot of red shirts back there.
Haven't seen a pass like that from Arndt tonight.
Where it could have been picked off. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, underthrown, was looking for a receiver and well underthrown.
So now a timeout called by Pere.
Okay, so we will take our final timeouts of the fourth quarter. 42-24, Neenah leads Pere.
Next week, the Rockets 35-22 in the fourth quarter.
Neenah with the 42-24 lead. Big play coming up here on a 4th and 12.
So really you'd have to say this is the last gasp. And again, 42-24 isn't even potentially within reach. You know, things can happen, but not if they don't get a first down or a touchdown in this play.
See what they can do. The Neenah defenders asking their crowd to make a little noise.
And they are. They're responding.
4th and 12 from the 14 in the Gallagher's Pizza red zone. Arndt scrambling, gets it off, completes the pass, and looking for the end zone.
Oh, wow!
Held up at the end zone. I think he's got the first down, though, John.
He does.
What a pass. What a defensive stand at the goal line.
Noah Fisher with the catch. What a play by Arndt to get that pass off. Look at him drive his legs to get that first down. He gets it. Sneak up the middle. Touchdown. Wow.
And it pays off as Pere punches it in.
Wow.
And Pere has life.
He was so close, Arndt was, to having his knee on the ground. It was incredible. Seems like the officials are talking about something here. Or are they? Let's see. Something is going on.
Well, they don't get to look at the replay.
No. Pere came up on the line of scrimmage really quick and took it. Let's take another look at it here, Ted. So they just go under center, and that's Arndt with the touchdown. So that all look. Yep. Okay, so they're going for 2 to try to make it a 10-point game.
Koski in the backfield with Arndt. Goes to the air, incomplete, and the 2-point conversion try is no good.
Joe Dronek on defense that time, got in between the receiver and the football.
So
this is one of the most memorable games.
Still a
we've ever
12-point game.
Right, so two touchdowns now.
Yeah.
That would have been a big 2-point conversion to make it a field goal and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And again, Neenah, going with their backup quarterback right now. But he's got such a tremendous running back. Actually, he's got a couple of them. I mean, Chase Collins has had a really big ball game tonight. And obviously, Grant Dean has the 5 touchdowns. But Collins has really been a spark also for the Neenah team out of the backfield.
Well, you'd seen all those great replays tonight, John. Brought to you, of course, by our friends at Simon's Cheese. Experience the best of Wisconsin at Simon's Cheese, Little Chute. And we've got the kickoff coming up here. And after this kickoff, we'll come back and take a look at those last couple of plays that led to that touchdown for De Pere. And like you said, we've seen some fun football in this season-opening game.
Well, onside kick, you'd have to think, wouldn't you hear, Ted?
Well, I've seen a couple of squib kicks.
Yeah, but I would think just your old-fashioned onside on this one.
Well, the way Neenah has been able to control the ball
and the clock
on the ground.
Right. So they're loading up on one side. Now they come back. A little bit of confusion here. So they're lining up. So they're even pretty much on both sides. 6 on one, and basically 4 on the other, along with the kicker. There's the onside.
Oh, it's touched.
It was touched by Neenah, I believe.
Who's got it? Waiting for the official word. De Pere thinks they have it.
And they do. Wow.
A successful onside kick.
Let's take another look at it. It hadn't gone 10 yards when it was touched right there by the Neenah player.
Yeah, I think, was that Dean?
I'm not sure, but that was the difference. Because it still hadn't gone the required 10 yards. But once, obviously, the receiving team touches it, it's a free ball. Hey, 6:17's a long time. What a game. Wow. Wow.
You need 2 scores.
Yes, we
You got
do.
6:17 to go here.
But you know what? One thing about this De Pere team, with the way they throw the football, Neenah, I think right now is just going to play. They're going to say, hey, this kid has an arm so good that no matter where somebody is downfield, you stay with him. I think
Nobody gets behind you.
I think there were a couple of times where Neenah actually thought, well, he can't throw it this far. And they kind of gave up a little bit.
Art to the air. Winds up. Lets it go again. And
knocked away. Double coverage, but had a chance at it. Intended receiver that time. Colin Alsma.
I just really enjoy watching
I
this
do
guy
too. This
throw.
is just a fun football game. No question about it. You know what the only shame is, though, Ted? I still think that play is just amazing. He was so close to being, and what a job. You don't realize that he needed to drive, even after that catch, to get that first down.
Yeah, you're looking at the last 2 plays before that touchdown.
Before the last one.
For De Pere.
Yep.
So 6:10. Ball on the De Pere 48. And Arndt, plenty of time.
Well, throws another rope deep downfield. Ooh, had a chance at it. Fisher had gotten behind his man and had a chance. How about that throw he makes, though, Ted? And it almost looks effortless, doesn't it? Look at this. Beautiful time that time on the part of the offensive line. Yep. Let it go at the 40, down to the 10. He had a really good shot at that football. I don't know if he lost it in the lights or what.
50-yard pass?
Yep. With a flick of the wrist.
And he didn't really wind up on that.
No.
I don't know what his long is.
I don't know. I would not want to go against him at punt, pass, and kick.
So 3rd and 10.
Again, had good time. Look out now, though.
Pressure
Look out.
coming.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Big play.
Sam Shear
with a big defensive play that time for Neenah. just when they needed somebody to step up. 6'1", 230, senior defensive lineman. He just stayed with him. He was tenacious that time. He was not letting him go. Big play for Sam Shear. So that moves it all the way back to the 37, 38-yard line.
Oh, there's a flag, too. Did you see that flag?
I did not, but I see that they are talking with the captains for Neenah.
Well, I did not see what happened.
Holding against Pere. Declined. So 4th down and what, 20? 21?
I say 20.
Yep. So they've got to get to the opposite 42-yard line for a first down. So 4th and 20, 5:42 left to play in the game. So this is the last gasp. You have to, of course, we've said that about 3 times. We said that 3 times for Pere. See if the Neenah defense can shut them down.
A little more magic.
Yep.
See if they've got it. 2 receivers to the left this time. 1 split out to the
low snap.
Right. Art
has a man.
And connects. And that's going to be a first down as Fisher grabs it. And the drive continues, and another magical play. The drive continues.
He made some big plays here in the second half. Does a nice job of just settling down, just finds a spot, sits there, and a rope right to him. On 4th and 20.
Great poise. I mean, I thought he was going to throw it out of bounds.
So did I.
The poise.
Yeah, right on the mark.
Okay.
Brings it up to the 29-yard line. Still 5.5 minutes left to play. So you see 42-30 is our score. Look out. Look out.
Pressure coming. Art got it away. Looks to the end zone.
Knocked away nicely.
Is it Young, number 15?
Yep.
Knocked it away.
Young knocked it away that time. I'll tell you what, he didn't have eyes in the back of his head, but Will St. Clair was just bearing down on him. Absolutely bearing down on him. Will St. Clair at 6'1", 185, an outside linebacker, had a head of steam.
Well, you know, if you're Neenah, you've got to come up with some defensive plays here. I don't think you want to get into a situation of a one-score game.
No, you don't. Not when you have an arm like this going against you. But those defensive backs for Neenah have to just be gasping for air right now, aren't they? It's been a long night for them.
And the receivers.
And the receiver, for everybody. This has just been really something special. What a game. Well, an exciting high school football game to start the season.
Hart looks down the middle, now to the right, looks to
has
the
a chance.
End zone, has a man open. Is it caught?
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Wow. Wow.
Pere is alive with 5:17 remaining.
May with the touchdown. Again, the composure that you mentioned, Ted, is what really stands out. On the run, just inside the sideline.
Footwork
by May.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. This to make it a 5-point game with 5:17 left to play.
And
it's good.
Is good.
What an incredible high school football game to start off the season. Amazing.
Well, we've got a one-score game here and a lot of time. We were talking about how much time.
Right.
You were talking about ludicrous
speed.
Yeah, I think we just saw ludicrous
yes,
speed.
we did.
On the last couple of touchdowns by Pere.
This is one of the finest passing performances we have ever seen.
I think so.
In all the games we've done, this is one of the best passing performances we have ever seen. Not a question about it.
This is fun.
Yep, it certainly is.
This is fun.
Wow.
Well, if
I
think people watching in the FRCC North and around the area, if you were, kind of sleeping on Pere this year, you weren't quite sure what they were going to have.
Right. Yeah, I see what they've got. Wow.
Now,
I would
on
say
the other side,
I would think just kick it deep now, don't you?
I would think so.
I don't think they'll onside here. Well, that's a lot of time left.
We'll see how they want to handle it. Grant Dean is a lone return man for Neenah. Neenah's trying to figure out a way to get the momentum back.
There's
they
the
are going to be an onside.
Whistle. Was that whistle dead before?
Yeah, I think they were offside.
Offside on Pere. Okay.
Now maybe you send it deep.
You know, to be honest with you, Ted, I would think, you know what, let's put our money on trying to just get this football back versus trying to stop them. I mean, Neenah hasn't
You mean with
punted.
the onside?
Yeah.
Yeah. Neenah's ground game is
right.
been
They haven't stopped them once for the entire night.
Their starting quarterback has been out.
But they also have
the majority of this half.
A couple other tremendous running backs.
But they're going to keep it on the ground and keep that clock running as much as they can.
Yeah.
But you know, now all of a sudden we went from not a lot of time to there's a
lot of time left. That was an unbelievable drive. And to complete that pass in the 4th and 20, then the series before that when he was going down and they get the first down. That's a free ball. That's a free ball.
Still loose, and now Neenah falls on it.
That was bouncing around for quite some time out there.
Yeah, it's tough to come up with an onside kick in once.
Take another look at that one. It seems like the Neenah players were a little hesitant to go after it.
Well,
and it looks,
after you gave up one.
Right, that's what I mean. It looks like that was Blake Fish, number 77, an offensive lineman who corralled that. Big play by Blake.
But what a great bounce
yes,
for Pere. An onside kick that got kicked down the field a little bit.
Yep.
Forced Neenah to take it a little bit further. So here we go. 5:12 remaining in the game. Dean takes the handoff.
Big run.
Dances through the defense.
Wow.
And has a first down. He was stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep. There was a defensive player that came in, had him right in his sights, eluded him, and gained 12 yards for the first down. What a big play by that man who has had just an incredible night.
So Neenah,
big play.
If you're just joining us, Neenah has controlled the score throughout the night and the majority of the momentum in this game. They're trying to get that momentum back and try to close out.
They trailed 3-0, and that was it. Then they scored, and they've led all the way since. Direct snap.
Clock to keep running.
Yep. Gain of about 4. Pere took a timeout early in the second half, didn't they?
Yes.
Like real early, like second or third play of the half, I believe.
They have 2 remaining, so it's going to be interesting to see when they decide to use those.
So 4:20 left to play. Pere needing a stop, 2nd down and 7 on the 41.
Direct snap. This is Grant Dean with some room and doing what Grant Dean did a lot in that first half. We might have a face mask coming up.
I thought the same thing. Face mask right near the end of the play. Dean getting that good blocking again downfield. Yep, you could see his head kind of turned when they grabbed him. Wow, I want to, again, I'm just calculating in my head, but I think that's 11 penalties on Pere. I think 1 against Neenah tonight.
Yeah, in a game that became such a close game.
Right. Those have been so critical.
And Pere will certainly go back and look at this game film and try to make some corrections. And
so it brings it down to the 15, first down. So Pere has to be thinking about timeouts after a stop at this point. But with only 2 left, that's pretty tough. Dean once again, nice hole over the left side.
Shaking defenders.
Has a chance, as a touchdown.
Again and again and again, Grant Dean.
Well, I know we have never seen an individual score 6 touchdowns in one game. I mean, we're talking Gale Sayers back in 1969 here, Teddy. Wow. He just doesn't go down right there. Could have gone down right there, just shakes him off. Incredible. 6 touchdowns for Grant Dean. Incredible.
That extra point.
Flag again. A really late flag.
Well, see if this might be after the kick.
Yeah, it seemed like it. They were like walking away. Legal procedure, they say, against Neenah. But the flag came in really late, like after the kick.
Yeah.
Don't think that's going to matter either way?
They'll back him up a little bit.
Yep. How about somebody just saying, okay, I'm going to put this on my back. Our starting quarterback's out. Feed me. Just feed me. Just feed me. And did he deliver? But I'll tell you what, once again, all those blockers, those unsung guys clearing those lanes, for that initial, you got to have that initial gap to get through. After that, it's up to the running back. But initially, it's up to the linemen. And they've done a just tremendous job in blocking.
Back them up, and it didn't matter. They still get the extra point, so 49-37. You talk about Grant Dean doing the majority of the work.
Right.
But remember, 4 of his 6 touchdowns came in the first half.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
Had 2 here in the second half. Chase Collins also added a touchdown run.
I thought he looked really good.
Yeah.
I thought he looked really
good. Nice little 1-2 punch there.
Absolutely.
If you need it, and I think the deeper you get into the season, you like to get that second guy going a little bit more.
No question.
But right now, you're gonna ride Grant Dean, especially with your starting quarterback now on the sideline, and try to rally around and finish off this game with a victory, and then hopefully your starting quarterback, then Evanoven's going to be all right.
No question. Like I said, he still has an ice pack on his left wrist, but hopefully it's just a sprain or a bone bruise or something like that. And there's still 3:54 left in this game. I mean, we've had 2 touchdowns in like the last minute and 30 seconds. 2 long drive touchdowns.
Well, we get to see Easton Arndt come back out of the
yes,
field.
We do.
See what he can do again.
What the heck? But this fundamentally, this Neenah team has just been flawless, haven't they? I mean, like I said, no penalties, great blocking, great downfield blocking.
Fielded inside the 10-yard line and
to about the 23, 22.
Well, there's a lot of passing.
Yeah.
When I look at the clock.
Yes.
And it's 20-10.
Yes. I know this.
We're going to have one of the later.
We
games.
might have a 3-hour game tonight. Yep. I think it's going to be close. And the guys get overtime right at 3 hours, right? I think they do. We'll bring them more pizza again next week.
Well, I tell you what, the crew has done a nice job tonight. Showdown
first game. I'll tell you what, for a first game, when you haven't shot football, all year too, there's a little bit of a, getting back into the swing of things with that as well.
Yeah. Got some new people on the crew again. But here we go, De Pere. Starting on their own 22, Arndt flips it back to the other side.
And the screen nowhere. Neenah's defense just swarming that time. Big number 92 for Neenah. One of the big fellas getting over there in a hurry. Tawan Rich, 6 foot, 245 pounds. No huddle, of course. 2 wide receivers right, 2 wide receivers left.
Arndt again.
Open over the middle.
Is that May?
Yep. Needs a block.
30, gets out of bounds.
First down, big gain. Gain of about 17 for number 17.
Well, and getting out of bounds.
Yep.
That's huge.
Stop the clock.
First and 10 to here.
Well, next week at
right
Kimberly, Bayport and Kimberly coming up. And again, that's going to be a Thursday night game, just like tonight.
Checking the score. Last score I had was Middleton 35, Bayport 22. Another nice pass to the receiver.
And a first down.
Over the 50-yard line.
So
Stopping
the clock will stop momentarily to move the chains and then start back up once they get set. So the Pere's got to get up to the line quickly. Still have 2 timeouts remaining. 3:03 remaining in the ball game.
Wouldn't be surprised here to see him unleash one about 50 yards.
He's got the arm. We've seen it already once tonight. Couple times.
Nope. Comes back. Another first down, though. Stops the clock again. Now he's just throwing darts.
Man.
Absolute darts. And hit his receivers. May has a bunch of catches tonight. So first down at the 36, 2:45 and counting.
They have moved down the field very quickly here. First few plays. Now Arndt, pressure coming down.
Big tackle. Big play that time. Coming in from the outside, Will St. Clair. He has made a couple of huge plays when Neenah has really needed huge plays. On plays just like that, really got away from from the offensive lineman, got around the edge, and Art didn't really have a chance.
So backs the ball up to the 49-yard line of Neenah.
Second at about 22. Pressure again, screen. Koski.
Here's Koski and
taken down quickly. Aiden Carey.
Might see a timeout
with
here.
the tackle that time. At the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, we'll use a timeout here at 1:56.
That's their second timeout.
Down to the 43-yard line.
But at the 43, I mean, they're in a spot right now. If he goes back with a 7-step drop, he can throw it 50 yards. I mean, he could put this ball into the end zone. Then there's not a lot of high school quarterbacks you can say that about.
Well, you know, you get into a situation where it's this kind of lead this late in the game, and you're like, okay,
we're good.
This is pretty much over.
We're good to go.
This game is not over.
Not with this arm. Nope, not at all.
Don't go anywhere.
Nope. Stick around for the next 1 minute and 56 seconds.
I know it's late on a Thursday.
You
got to go to work tomorrow, but you got to stick around.
Go in late.
Go in late?
I made a career out of it. Just saying. You know what the bad part is, though, with school not starting? After a game like this, because if I was Grant Dean, man, would I have some swag walking down the halls. You know what I mean?
In a new school.
I would
Nobody's
have.
had any swag in that
any
school.
swag in the school.
You get to be the first swag.
Man. Wow. Yeah. I'd walk into that lunchroom like, oh, yeah, I'm all that.
6 touchdown night.
Incredible. Yeah. Incredible. You know, I know every week we go on that website, wizsports.com, I believe it is.
.net, yep.
.net.
Yep.
And they always talk about the top performer. He's got to be right up there for the top performer in the state this week, if not the top performer in the state of Wisconsin.
Arndt
throws, I think it's completion.
Kept it
and
alive.
It is at the 34. And then quickly.
So that's
stepping out of bounds, and that was number 6, Mason Sequin.
About 6
with the catch, another junior receiver. They got a lot of underclassmen on this DePere team. So 4th down and 6, and timeout called by Neenah.
Neenah will take the timeout.
Yep. So Neenah has 1 timeout left. DePere has 1 timeout left. You know, one thing about a game like this, though, Ted, you know, we're talking about how, you know, they don't have the real long preseasons like they used to, but it's a night. It was a perfect night before, probably about 68 degrees. So it wasn't one of those real hot and muggy nights, but, man, these kids are in shape. They are in such shape to be playing this long. So many of these guys playing both ways. You don't see them, you know, gasping for air. You don't see their hands on their knees or anything like that. I mean, these kids are so well conditioned in this day of high school football.
Yeah. Well, and we've got a really nice night. I know it's going to get hot here.
Yeah.
The next week here in Wisconsin,
right.
But tonight it is just a beautiful night, almost a fall night.
Yeah.
Here in August.
You could not have asked for a better night to play football.
Yeah. And 147.
Still 147.
4th and 7, though. This is
not over.
Another big play.
Right. Briones again getting in there. Wow.
That time,
Connor Briones has had a phenomenal football game, and he just saved the game for the Neenah Rockets right there. What an outstanding performance. big game, and the defense came up big when they needed it. Will St. Clair had the big sack. Now Briones with the sack. 2 big plays by the Neenah defense, just when they needed it most.
Well, they finally got him.
Well, they can actually.
Great job. They took that timeout. They made sure everybody was on the same page.
Yep.
Great job by the coaching staff of Neenah.
Yep.
Dialed up the right defensive look.
Final score, Middleton 35, Bayport 29. So as I mentioned, they can clock it. Well, you know what? This guy says, nah, man, I want number 7. I could use one more.
Yeah. And De Pere's got another timeout. Not sure if they're going to use it. Just let that one go.
Grant Dean, what a ball game. And he's only a junior. The quarterback's only a junior. They're going to reload. But you know what? No use in looking down the road. Enjoy the view right now if you're Neenah with what they're bringing on the football field. And again, though, this conference is so tough. You know, we were talking about Kakana last year, Teddy. You know, pretty average during the conference season, then phenomenal in the playoffs. I mean, this is a tough conference. I'm really anxious to see Two Rivers this year.
It's a lot of good teams.
They've got a great quarterback in Two Rivers, and we haven't seen them in a lot of years.
Yep. And we're going to go through our television schedule and some of the other things. Some of the schedules coming up for the teams in our post-game report. So make sure you stick around for that.
Okay, you know what? You know
a minute to go.
You know what should be taking place right now?
What's that?
Start the bus.
No.
It should be. Back in the day, it would have. You know it would have been.
That's not how we do it.
I'm just saying. Wow. Who have you become? Who have you become?
Terrific night here, John, in this
unbelievable
season opener. Brand new stadium, brand new era. And Dean.
And that'll be the last play of the ball game, I believe.
Well,
and it is. What a tremendously entertaining high school football game.
The losses always hurt, but tell you what, the Pere shouldn't be hanging their heads after this one. What a terrific performance by Ben Strickland's team tonight.
They just got to clean up some things. Like I said, the penalties really hurt them. Neenah played such a clean football game. I'm sure Coach Young's going to have some things to say about those defensive backs, letting receivers get behind them a couple of times. But otherwise, just a very, very fundamentally sound football game. Just really, really, really hope their tremendous young quarterback is okay.
That's for sure. And there's a lot of great football ahead of both of these teams this season. Well, we've got to take a timeout. Like we said, we got the post-game show coming up after this break. Big win for Neenah in their brand new stadium. Season opener, 49-37, a win over De Pere. (49-37) Neenah with a win over De Pere in the season opener. Ted Stefaniak, John Mino. John, that was a fun one to watch.
I was just thinking back. Is this the highest scoring game we've ever had?
I don't think so.
It might be.
There's a lot of superlatives that we have to go back into the archives over 25 years and look at.
This has to rank as one of the most entertaining games we've ever had. And I really, truly mean that, with the number of big plays, with the way that young quarterback for De Pere threw the football today, with the way Neenah controlled that line of scrimmage. They did not punt for the entire night. Did they? I don't think Neenah ever punted.
Maybe once.
I don't think so.
If that. But let's go back and take a look at some of the highlights from this one, and a night that Grant Dean had a huge, huge night to start this season with 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of those ball games, but this was one of the biggest plays as De Pere tries to stay alive. Quarterback going down, gets it to his receiver, who somehow stays on his feet, gets it for the first down. That's Noah Fisher, and then they get the touchdown. Then the onside kick is recovered, and this was with about 5.5 minutes left to play in the ball game, and you're thinking, really? Well, really, yeah, it did happen. But the way this Arndt throws a pass, just look at that, in stride, hitting his man straight down the field. Mason Sequin, just a perfect throw, back again, under pressure. Offensive lineman does a nice job throwing on the run, corner of the end zone. May does a great job to keep his feet down. But how about these running backs? How about this guy? Look at untouched with the great blocking up front for Neenah. That was touchdown number 1. And we'd hear this man's name all night long. Grant Dean is his name. He was just Unbelievable. Taking it to the house right there. And that was the answer to De Pere's field goal. And then one more time, just take it to the left side, hit collision, whatever, bounce off a guy. Yeah, let's have a six-pack of touchdowns. Incredible.
Great game for him. Great game for Neenah as they start the season 1-0 with a win over De Pere. And I take a look at the De Pere schedule coming up the rest of the way. As we mentioned, they're going to be road warriors here. First few games at West De Pere, at Pulaski before getting their first home game against Green Bay East. Then it's at Southwest. And then home friendly, last 4 games, hosting West De Pere, hosting Preble, at Bayport, and then finishing up with Ashwaubenon.
What a unique schedule. I don't think I've ever seen one like that, 4-4. 4 away, 4 home. Is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You take a look at the Neenah schedule, and they got a big one. Always a big one. It's now a non-conference game, Neenah and Menasha. We've done that game the last couple of years. Always a fun one, but that's going to be at Menasha.
I'm just glad they still play each other.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's one of those old-time rivals. You got to keep those traditional rivals intact.
And then it's at Appleton East. They'll host Kaukauna. So their second game here at this brand-new stadium, brand-new high school, will be against Kaukauna. Then it's at Oshkosh West. Appleton North will be here. At Kimberly, then Fond du Lac, and then Oshkosh North to round things up.
You talk about a stretch, though. Appleton North, Kimberly, Fond du Lac. Woo! You think the Whirlpool's going to be getting some use in those 3 weeks? Those are 3 tough football teams.
That's how you figure out who wins the Fox Valley Association. That is for sure. And, hey, you know, what a great way to start this season. Well, we've got 12 more weeks of this coming your way. Take a look. We've been talking about it all night. Our next game is going to be next Thursday, another Thursday night game here on Showdown. That'll be August 24th, a 7 o'clock game, Bayport at Kimberly.
Yes, biggest game in the state. Although with Bayport getting knocked off tonight, that takes a little bit of the luster off of it. I like the fact we got some teams we haven't seen very often. Manitowoc, Lincoln, that'll be fun, going up against Menasha, Kiel, and Two Rivers. Two Rivers with a tremendous team last year and a great quarterback coming back again this year. That'll be fun to watch. So, you know what? There's nothing more fun. There's the only thing. Well, here's the rest of the schedule there. Fox Valley Lutheran. We haven't seen them in a few years. I mean, this is going to be great. Teddy, it's great to be back. Let's just have some fun.
Absolutely. Great working with you, my friend.
You too, my friend.
Looking forward to the rest.
22 years and going.
2023 is off to a great start. Thanks for watching, everybody. Once again, your final score, Neenah knocks off De Pere tonight, 49-37. For John Mino, I'm Ted Stefaniak. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday in Kimberly.
Tonight's game on TV 32 is brought to you by these proud local sponsors. U.S. Cellular, Bell & Howell, Simon's Specialty Cheese, Gandred on West Mason, Gallagher's Pizza, North Star Dental, Witt Family Ford, Cobeson Buses, Vake's Fox Valley Coin and Diamonds, and Security Loop Key Roofing.